Okay, there's this Afterlife video that has my comment in it. Um so it's a video on 19 reasons why Black Ops 4 Zombies was almost perfect. So it's 19 comments or whatever of people talking about how Black Ops 4 was good. And I am point one, which is actually kind of cool that I'm point one. Do I have other Wait, I didn't even check. Do I have other comments in here? I probably do actually. Because I am like the ultimate BO4 zombies defender pretty much. So if there's 19 and I'm point one, uh but yeah, here it is.
So Dead of the Night is
This is my favorite zombies YouTuber, by the way, Afterlife podcast.
So he's gonna
or Afterlife or whatever.
try to explain why people are wrong. Okay. So
He's talking to I skipped all of this section and I clicked on point one and I found my comment there and I was really surprised. I did not even expect it at all. But yeah, Jolts was there and who else was there? Who else is B Rad the man?
Dead of the Night is too tedious.
Here's my comment.
Try to explain why people are wrong. Okay. So Dead of the Night is too tedious and complex. So is BO4 in general. Now he says it's not at all. Origins is precisely everything people presume Dead of the Night is like. Also, Dead of the Night is the greatest experience in gaming. Every launch map has simple setup. Voyage is actually too simple, despite it being my fourth favorite map ever. Okay. A lot to unpack there. Who wants to go?
Dead of the Night being the greatest experience in gaming.
As a whole.
In gaming. That is wild. Not even just... He's not saying the best zombies map. He's not saying the best thing in Call of Duty. The best thing in gaming. That's wild. Listen, man. I love Dead of the Night. I do. But no way. You are... opinions and everything, but you're wrong.
Move over, Tetris.
So the reason I said in gaming, the reason I said it's the greatest experience in gaming that I've had is because of the fact that it's like a specific part in a game. Like it's a COD Zombies map. I can't really say that anything else is better because it's an entire COD Zombies map. Like it's not a separate game. Like I don't really know what would rival it? Like one area in Elden Ring? Like how could an area in Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3 compete with Dead of the Night? Like what, like how would they even do that? Like sections of games don't really tend to like have specific things that you do where it like massively changes up the gameplay like Dead of the Night has because it's a COD Zombies map where like everything is different. But yeah, I said that Dead of the Night is the best in gaming because of the fact that it has great graphics. It has really nice like background music while you're playing. It has really nice sound design. It has the Alistair's Annihilator, which is my favorite weapon in gaming or in fiction ever. My earphone is also called the Annihilator, but that's not relevant. But yeah, the Annihilator is extremely cool. Okay, so Dead of the Night is, like, how do I describe it? It's like a slightly silly, like, kind of whimsical, dark, and, like, vaguely gothic, like, old-timey werewolf vampire steampunk thing. Like, that's what the vibe is. It's like dark, but also kind of whimsical and silly vampire mansion aesthetics with like a butler and all that shit, and there's zombies and werewolves and all that. Like that's really cool. And then there's like the Annihilator, which is like a steampunk, like, is it like golden-ish looking? Wait, let me check. I don't know if I'm dumb. Is it like, it's kind of hard to see in the map. It's got these like, it's like kind of golden looking. Is it brass? I don't know what this is because the lighting is weird in this game or in this map. It's like kind of dark. You can't really see it that well, but it's like, yeah, it's like some kind of brown metal. It's not gold. It's like really cool looking. Wait, someone made it in real life? Holy shit! When was this? 7 months ago. But yeah, look at this fucking weapon, dude. Look at that shit. It's a revolver style hand cannon. It's an explosive revolver style hand cannon that that shoots fucking whirlwinds and shrink ray shots and fireball orb things, and like also like a confusion shot where it makes the zombies walk around and die. It's incredibly cool looking, and it's really fun to use. Like when you're running around the map, like it fits the layout really well. When you're running around the map, you can shoot the single shot to get the zombies out of your way, and then you shoot the big shot to kill a bunch of them at once. Like it works extremely well. It's incredible how awesome it is. It's decently balanced because on a couple of the shots, the zombies can still kind of hit you. And also the single shot is not overpowered at all and fits the map really well. You can camp with it really easily, but you can camp easily on like a lot of maps. Like you can camp with the Masamune, you can camp with the GKZ45, you can camp with the bows, you can camp with the staves, you can camp with the Apothecant Servant, the Hand of Charon, like just there's like a lot the Sliquifier you can kind of camp with. Well yeah, you can. The Paralyzer, well yeah, there's that. The main quest is not annoying at all. So yeah, that's why I said it's the greatest experience in gaming. It's because like the enemy types, like every single layer of the map is incredible. The layout is incredible. The main quest is incredible. The background music is incredible. A couple of the characters are pretty good. Like the just general aesthetics and graphics and like mood of the map is really good. The weapons are really good. Just the flow of the map is really good. The enemy types and how they interact with the Annihilator and the layout and the main quest, like everything works extremely, extremely, extremely well in a way that no other map has done. Yeah, so that's why I said that. But to move on with the whole Origins thing where I said, oh, people think Dead of the Night is tedious, but then they like Origins. This is extremely, extremely, extremely obviously accurate. Origins used to be my favorite map, like, I don't know, a couple years ago or something. And now I think it's in like 6th place for me. But yeah, so what is tedious about Dead of the Night? Nothing. If I had to pick a step in Dead of the Night's main quest where I'm like, wow, I don't really like doing that step, like there's nothing I can even choose. There's nothing in the main, like I have incredibly high standards, and I think most main quests are just terrible. Even like the ones that I like have a lot of issues and stress me out. Like Dead of the Night does not stress me out at all. It's incredibly chill. Like Blood of the Dead is my second favorite map. It's really stressful. Like the Powerhouse challenge is enormously stressful and it takes a really long time, and if you screw up, you have to do it all over again on the next round. And then there's also other steps in Blood of the Dead that have issues. There's Revelation steps have issues, like the summoning key fucking up. The like second boss fight, the like rock step thing, the like bone step is like kind of dumb. The Lil Arnie step is really annoying. Dead of the Night, like there's nothing like that. What step in Dead of the Night is like, wow, this is way too fucking hard, or wow, this is taking way too long, or is way too like annoying. Like there's nothing there that's tedious about the map. Like people will say, oh, there's parts. Like, yeah, I like to do things in video games. Like it doesn't take that long to like, okay, what parts do you actually have to find and grab in order to do the main quest? Like to actually find them, not like get them through like a step or something, but like actually they spawn when the map starts and you collect them in order to do the main quest. So what do you have to get? So you get 3 shield parts, 6 silver bullet parts, and one fire trap core, and that's it. Every other part in the entire map you obtain through a step, so it doesn't even count. Like meleeing the bookshelf, that's not really a location, that's not a part location, that's just one part that you grab after meleeing a bookshelf. The other parts are like the things that drop from the werewolf and the Crimson Nosferatu and the bat. Those things obviously don't count because they're not even part locations, they just drop from a special enemy type. So yeah, there's nothing in the map that's tedious or annoying, like at all, like not even a little bit. If people say the map is tedious, it means they don't understand it or they barely played it. So with the Origins point, where I said that Origins is exactly what people say Dead of the Night is like when they complain about Dead of the Night, the reason I say that is because in Origins, it does not flow like Dead of the Night flows. It just doesn't. It just does not. The map layout is too... It's too, like... It's too, long. Like, it's kind of long, and it takes a while to get around, and there's the mud, and then you have to go down in these tunnels, and then you have to teleport constantly. You have to go to the crazy place, and then the walls block you off, and then the robot foot blocks you, and then the Panzer gets in the way, and then the fucking generator guys interrupt you. And then you have to wait on the foot, you have to wait on the tank. There's just so much waiting, so much fucking running around. Dead of the Night, like, what part of the map do you have to, like, wait on for, like, a substantial amount of time? The only time you have to wait is if you screw up the lamp part, you have to wait like 2 minutes to redo it. Or if you or like whenever you're processing the prima materia or whatever the hell it's called, the chaos material, I think it's the chaos material is what it is. You process that and you have to wait like a very short time, but that doesn't really matter. That like legit does not really matter. And that's it. That's all you have to wait on. In Origins, you have to wait on the robot feet. You have to wait for it to snow. You have to wait for the portals to build. You have to wait for the portal animation to stop so that you can actually go into the room that you're trying to go into. You have to wait on the tank to finish going, and you have to wait on it to finish recharging. You have to wait on the generators while doing that. Like, there's just a bunch of waiting, a bunch of boring stuff, and just kind of running around and just doing things for the sake of doing them. You get a bunch of staffs, like, you get a bunch of staves in order to do the main quest. Like, I get the Annihilator, not just for the main quest, it's because it's cool, whereas in Origins, you just build and upgrade one staff, and then you're done. Unless you want to do the main quest, you have to get all 4 of them, which is enormously fucking annoying and tedious. I've done it before. It's just annoying. I've done the main quest solo once, and it's just horrendous. Like, even the main quest steps after you get all of the saves done, they're just kind of random and incoherent and make no sense and feel like filler, and they were just thrown in there because they didn't know what to do. But yeah, like, in order to build and upgrade a single staff in Origins, what you have to do, there's 4 of them. What you have to do to get one of them is, after you get the gramophone and place it down after getting the record and the gramophone, so after you do that, you pick it back up, and then you grab a record for one of the staves, and then you use a portal. You build the portal and wait on it, and then you go through the portal, you grab the crystal, you leave, you go back to the excavation site. You were just at the fucking excavation site to grab the thing, and then you leave to go to the crazy place to grab the crystal, and then you go back to the fucking excavation site in order to build the staff with the crystal and the parts, and then You go back to the fucking crazy place and you do a puzzle. And then after that, you leave again and you do this other thing. And then you do this like color matching thing with these levers that you have to do with all 4 of the staves. And after that, you go back to the fucking crazy place and you place it down and then upgrade it. And then you can do all the next 3 staves. You do those like pretty much the same way. And after you get all of those, to do the main quest, you have to get all of those and upgrade them, and then you place them in the robot, in the robot foot, which means you have to get into a robot foot 3 fucking times after you already did it 3 times in order to get the wind pieces. So you do shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, doing the same steps over and over. And over and over and over again, waiting on things, waiting on the robot foot, waiting on the tank to recharge, getting fucked over by the Panzer and the generator zombies. There's also oh yeah, I didn't even mention the fact that the robot can get in the way of the punches, and you need the punches for the main quest, and then you have to upgrade them. Like, there's so much bullshit in Origins that I just don't play it because I don't like. Why would I play it? It's legit just. Like, people say that Dead of the Night is like, oh, it's a fetch quest. It's not really a fetch quest in the same way that Origins is. Origins is literally a pure fetch quest. The entirety of Origins is just collecting things and doing things, and not just doing things, but doing the same shit over and over and over again and waiting on things. In Dead of the Night, it's not just, oh, you do this, in order to do this, in order to do this, and then you do it over again and again and again. You get the 4 symbols to get the folly, and then you build the shield and the silver bullets because you need them, because you would want to get them anyway, but also you can use them to get the chaos theory and the annihilator, and you also need them for the main quest, even though you're going to get them anyway, regardless of if you're doing the main quest. There's nothing in Dead of the Night that you have to wait on. It's just absolute flow. You're just playing the actual fucking game while doing things. Origins, you're not playing the game while doing things. You're just kind of running back and forth. And the more zombies you kill, the harder that shit gets. Whereas in Dead of the Night, there's not really a reason to save the zombies. Like, why would I save the zombies on Dead of the Night? Even for the Zodiac quest, I don't need to do that. I don't even save the zombies during the fucking, during the light thing, because I don't have to, because the Annihilator is so fucking awesome. Even, like, I usually do that step when I have the Folly. I don't even need the Annihilator or the Chaos Theory. But yeah, like, Dead of the Night is just, you just go through the map. It's chill. There's nothing in Dead of the Night that stresses me the fuck out. But yeah, I guess I'll continue. Oh yeah, there's also Shadows of Evil. So yeah, like, how the fuck are people gonna complain about Dead of the Night being tedious, and then they're like, wow, I really love Mob of the Dead and Shadows of Evil and Origins. Like, what? Like, there's also some people that like Transit and they like Die Rise. Like, Transit, Die Rise, and Origins are the most tedious maps ever of all time, and it's not even close. There's also Buried. Buried has a lot of parts as well. The only difference is that all of the parts are in the same room because the map is poorly designed.
Pac-Man.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
No, I said Pong, fuck you.
Yeah, Pong, fuck you, Pong. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a point that I...
Wait, I'm just gonna pause real quick to finish something. So, with Origins, like, where is the fun in Origins? Like, where does the fun come from? Because there's no enemy types other than the Panzer. The layout is not very, like, it's not very, like, fun. You're just kind of, like, running around, and there's just mud everywhere, and then the robot foot can step on you. And, like, it just doesn't flow very well. It's just, like, where is the fun in Origins? Origins is basically pure lore and pure spectacle and pure fetch quest and, like, and all that. That's pretty much like there's nothing fun in the map really. Like there's nothing fun about pulling on the levers. There's nothing fun about riding the tank to get the lightning staff parts and then fucking it up and having to redo the entire tank path that you just did and completed. There's nothing fun about waiting on the robots to come towards you. Also, the original version of Origins looks horrendous. But yeah, there's not a boss fight either. So like there's only one enemy type. There's only one special enemy type. And like I don't know, like there's not really there's no fun to be had. Like there's not really like interesting quests or anything. Like it just doesn't like in Dead of the Night, if I want to get something done, I just run to this section of the map where I have to do it and then I just immediately do it and it's cool. There's nothing like annoying about it. Like I open up the vase to find the crystal, I kill 4 zombies next to it. I look into it, it says, "Hey, go to this clock and interact with it and stand in it and survive." And then you get a tuning fork that'll help you get to Pack Punch. Like these are things that are actually kind of interesting. Origins, it's just like you run back and forth and just go fucking all over the place and do the same shit over and over again. Like there's nothing like there's no actual gameplay to it. It's just kind of like walking around and doing shit that is just not interesting.
I actually have to agree with. I heavily disagree with. Like, I don't absolutely despise Dead of the Night like some people do, but it is Dead of the Night is what is one of the most tedious and complex zombies maps in basically in Treyarch Zombies history. Like, I'm sorry,
I'd
like,
argue it's the single most tedious map in Zombies history. Either that or maybe it's either that or Attack from Infinite Warfare. I know you don't know that, Brad, because you never played it.
Yeah.
Have you played it, Skeptics?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, so what do you think? Which do you think is more tedious?
Um,
Or do you think there's a more tedious map?
Why do zombies fans use the word tedious so much? I don't know exactly what it means, but I looked it up a while ago and like I'm pretty sure like the word tedious kind of implies that something is like obnoxiously boring and takes too long. Like what about Dead of the Night is boring and takes too long and is like a waste of time? I just explained what is annoying about Origins. Like, there's also the mud. Like, I didn't even really mention the mud other than when I was talking about general gameplay. Like, you have to run back and forth while there's mud in the map. And that's on top of the fact that you have to, like, use the gramophone a lot and, like, build the portals and stuff. And then, it's just really obnoxious. It's just an obnoxious map. You're just doing the same shit over and over again. Like, that's why I never really play it. Like, it's a great map and I liked it back then a lot, but nowadays, like, I just don't care to play it. I really just don't. It's not like Revelations, where Revelations, like, you just kind of play it and it's cool. Origins is just like, oh, you grab this and you do this, and all you get is you get a staff, and, like, you can get the G strikes and the shield and the punches, but why would you get the punches when you have the staff? There's also the fact that, like, can we all just agree that the Annihilator is enormously better than like all of the staves? The Annihilator is legit if you combined all of the staves. Like that's actually what it's like. It's not the exact same thing, but it's basically if you took the ray gun and combined it with the Masamune and the Shrink Ray and the GKZ-45 and the wind staff and I guess you could say, I don't know, like I close enough, I guess. But yeah, it's like it doesn't feel like one thing that you're using. Like you don't just run around with it and just shoot it. It's like it's a very engaging wonder weapon. Whereas the staves are just kind of you shoot them and they don't really do like some of them don't do that much damage on the single shot, so you have to upgrade it. But when you upgrade it, you just only use the charge shot and it only does one thing. And like the charge shot on the lightning staff, the charge shot on the fire staff, ice staff, wind staff, like they're just kind of one-dimensional. They just do one thing. The Annihilator does literally 5 things.
than those two.
I mean, I kind of like tedious maps. I actually think the tortured path is kind of tedious. I actually think that is one of the most tedious experiences of all time. Like going in and getting the rope and trying to get the zombie on the windmill and trying to get a fish to swim around and Lord knows whatever
I'd say
else.
that's
When I say tedious, like I mean you wait on stuff and you have to do things that you don't care about and you don't want to do, but you feel obligated to do it. That's what I mean by tedious. Like when I say tedious, I mean things like transit where the bus is pointless and you just have to run around in the fog and there's denizens on you and you run through the lava and then you get the denizens on you to teleport with the portal, but you get the wrong portal and then you have to like keep the turbine instead of the shield, and then you put the turbine on the door thing, and then you open the door across the map, and then you go there, and then you build the pack punch, and a lot of times it doesn't even work. Like that's what I mean by tedious. What I mean by tedious is die rise, not being able to revive your teammates because you can't get to them because the map takes too long to get around on. Like things like, oh, you have to figure out which perk is on which elevator and then wait for it to get up there and then buy it at the right time. Or like pack punch where you have to use pack punch right when it gets there, because if you find it and then you pack a punch, it can just go away. So you have to pack punch. Like the only time you can pack a punch on die rise, the only time you can pack a punch safely is if you saw it arrive where you are, which is incredibly annoying. That's what I mean by tedious. I already explained how Origins is tedious. But yeah, it's just stuff that it gets in the way of fun and is just not cool and just takes too long and is annoying and is repetitive.
That's tedious.
People think that like Call of Duty fans are so like they lack like artistic interest. They lack like they don't really care about cool stuff and interesting things, or a lot of the times they don't. They just kind of like they think anytime you have to do something it's tedious, which doesn't make sense because they like Origins and Mob of the Dead and Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache is like one of the worst main quests of all time. The only thing that's cool about the main quest is the boss fight, blowing up the moon, and then there's Dempsey dropping. Every actual like part of the gameplay is horrendous other than the boss fight. Like Der Eisendrache's main quest is like pretty repetitive. Like it's pretty much entirely just, it's almost entirely the Wisp step and the entering the codes. And then it gets confusing on whether you're supposed to put the Death Ray thing on Protect or Destroy, and like when you're supposed to use the Death Ray and all that. Yeah. Like I don't get like how Dead of the Night is hated for being like annoying and like quote unquote tedious when it actually has like engaging gameplay, unlike Die Rise and Transit and such. And then there's also Mob of the Dead where you have every single time you want to go pack a punch, you have to put a bunch of parts on the plane and then you fly it in like a cutscene, and you go all the way to a separate area of the map without your friends unless they come with you, and there's nothing there other than pack punch, and then you have to do another cutscene in order to get back. It's just like, why is that a thing that has to be in zombies? That's one of the worst things you can have in zombies, is having pack punch in a completely separate area of the map. Like on Mob of the Dead and Gorod Krovi and what are the other areas? Like what are the other maps? You could say Transit, I guess. Well, yeah, you could definitely say Transit. That counts. There's like other maps. There's the Frozen Dawn. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really. There, I guess you could say Shangri-La as well, maybe, but not really. But yeah, that's like one of the worst things you can have is like have pack punch in a different area. Like, why is that a thing that needs to exist? Like, why? Like, if I want to switch my guns out, I have to buy the gun and then I have to like go, and it's just really weird.
Because you have to do everything exactly perfectly with RNG thrown in, or else you'll fail and have to restart from the very beginning.
I think he's talking about the Tortured Path.
Sure,
I'd say that's a little different.
Yeah,
But
you
I
can't
do
use
agree
rounds to
to an
your
extent.
advantage.
Yeah.
Listen, I think Dead of the Night is a little overhated in the tedious department because really it's just a collectathon, and like you're kind of running around like the way I look. Okay, Dead of the Night actually it does have a high skill ceiling, like I agree, but once you kind of get it down, you can't think of grabbing the pieces and the parts and completing things in terms of like memorizing each location. You have to think about it in terms of areas. And when I started learning the map like that.
Yeah, like some of the parts you don't even need to really memorize them, like the sulfur. Like all you need to know is that the sulfur is in the laboratory on a table. There's 3 locations. They're all on a table at the edge of the room. It's not hard to find. The sulfur is in the greenhouse laboratory on a table. Like that's all you need to know. Another thing you would need to know is the silver, the silver plate. It's just a plate, and it's in the cellar. It's not like hard to remember. It's just in the cellar. Like the areas of the map are really easy to remember because it's like a mansion, and Black Ops 4 shows the names of the rooms. Um the shield parts are pretty easy to remember as well, kind of. The first one is just in the like balconies, like in the like by the balcony. Like in the first section, and then one of them is in the library and the other one is in the dining room. Like it's not really like complicated. um the vampire the vampire stuff is in the graveyard, just on the ground, and you can find it really easily. Like a lot of the parts you can just find on accident. There's also like the fire trap cores. You're pretty much guaranteed to find a fire trap core on accident while playing the map. Like you can't really play the map and just be like, "Wow, I never found a fire trap core and I got to round 20." Like that doesn't happen.
It actually shaped how I interact with zombies as a whole. So now, like when I'm going to get the bell inside of Shattered Veil, I'm not thinking, oh, it's to the right of the wall by, it's to the left of the wall by, it's in this cabinet, it's down on this shelf, it's by the desk. I just like know it's in that room, and I look for the doilies.
Okay, so I just realized if you ignore the shield, I just okay. So if you ignore the main quest and you just so let's just say you want to get the Alistair's Annihilator and you want to get the shield. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means you basically don't have to grab any parts. If you're talking about like the actual map, like if you're talking about part locations that are just like exclusive to that map where there's no other parts on like if you ignore the shield, because the shield is on other maps in other games. So if you ignore that, those are 3 parts that are don't count because those are shield parts. Like oh wait, no, I'll backtrack. So in order to get the Annihilator, all you need is you would need the 6 parts for the silver bullets. And you need the shield. You're gonna get the shield anyway. You get the shield on other maps. Like, so they're literally complaining about 6 fucking parts in the map. That's actually what what haters of Dead of the Night are complaining. They're complaining about 6 parts. Like, they're actually complaining about 6 parts. So you ignore the 3 shield parts. You don't need the fire trap cores because, well, you don't need them unless you're going to do the main quest. And even then, there's 3 of them, and they have 20 locations. So you're obviously going to find one of them on accident. You're pretty much guaranteed. But you don't even need them unless you're doing the main quest. So they're basically complaining about 6 parts. Because all the rest of the parts, they don't have locations. You just get them by doing stuff, which doesn't count. Like, if there's a step to get the chaos theory where you have the shield, which you were going to get anyway, you just melee a bookshelf in the library. It's the same bookshelf every single time. And you just grab the part behind it. Like, that's not a part location. It's not like, oh my god, there's too many parts. It's like, okay, like, what's the alternative? You just want to get everything out of the fucking box? Like, what about Origins? What about Mob of the Dead? What about Shadows of Evil? Those had parts. I don't know what these people are talking about. Like, what about Zetsubo? I'd say Zetsubo might actually be harder to know what to do. Zetsubo and Dead of the Night are like the most comparable maps, I would say. Like Zetsubo and Dead of the Night are really similar. They both have a lot of parts. They have similar wonder weapons, like incredibly similar wonder weapons. They have vaguely similar atmosphere, like just vaguely. Like it's just kind of like this, like kind of somewhat darkish, like kind of spooky-ish, also silly-ish vibe with like big monsters and stuff. That's kind of like, and like that Zetsubo is incredibly comparable to Dead of the Night. Like in order to get the Masamune, you need to defeat the you need to get the KT4, which you build with 3 parts, and then you kill the spider boss fight, and you also do all of your challenges, and then you go down in the thing after you get the lightning on your shield, and you grab that vial thing, and then there's the other one where you get the rainbow water, and you put the rainbow water behind an invisible on a plant behind an invisible wall that you open with the skull of Non-Sapwa. Yeah, I'd say actually, yeah, Zetsubo is more complex than Dead of the Night. Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, it absolutely fucking is. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's like it's the same or worse actually. Yeah, you actually kind of do have to do more in Zetsubo than Dead of the Night. You really you kind of do actually. Because like for the Annihilator, like once you've gotten the chaos theory and the folly, like you can get the folly out of the box, and then in order to get the chaos theory, you just melee a bookshelf, and then you kill a werewolf with the silver bullets. And so once you have the chaos theory, all you do is you kill some vampires with the whirlwind shot, and you open the coffin and kill the red one. You shoot some lamps that spawn in a bat, and you shoot the bat, and then you have a zombie dig up something with the confusion shot, and then you put them in the matter transference thing or whatever the hell it is, the transforming thing in the greenhouse laboratory, and then you got the Annihilator. Whereas with the Masamune, you have to build the KT4 with the plant that you get underwater, the fluid that you get from the spider, and also the vial thing that you get from a zombie in a certain area by the green water. And then you build that, and then you do the spider boss and the challenges, and then you shock your shield with the challenge podium thing, and then put yourself in the cage, and then grab the vial there, and then go back up, and then you do the rainbow water behind on the plant behind the wall that you did the Skull of Non-Stopway with, and you have to get the special weapon in order to do that. So yeah, I'd say they're pretty much on the exact same level. Like Dead of the Night, they probably deliberately made a map that's kind of similar to Zetsubo. Like I think that might have been intentional. It's weird that people never mention that. Like they're very similar. Even the layouts have very similar like space. They're like very close quarters, but some parts are like a little bit more open, but they're still really close quarters. And camping is really effective once you're like really set up.
And I try to narrow my search.
So yeah, if you don't like Dead of the Night for being too tedious, then you must not like half the maps in Zombies ever. Because like how are you supposed to like Shadows or Origins or Zetsubo or Mob of the Dead or whatever if you don't like Dead of the Night? Like it just doesn't make any sense. There's also the fact that like, do they just not like the aesthetics? Obviously not, because why would someone not like the aesthetics? Like the enemy, people even complain about the enemy types. Like if the enemy types are giving you issues, like that's kind of just a skill issue. You can kill the werewolves incredibly easily.
And that's how I feel about Dead of the Night. I know that the scratch marks are in these key areas, and I have a vague idea of.
I actually memorized the scratch marks instantly. I actually memorized them the first time I did it. I didn't even really have to look it up after that, I don't think. Like, not really. Like, I kind of had it down, like, right after I did it the first time. It didn't even take me long to memorize the Zodiac like names from the symbols. Like I looked up a picture on Google. After I did the step like the first or second time, I looked up the zodiac signs on Google and I memorized them and how they look in Dead of the Night because they look a little different. Whenever you're entering them in, they kind of look, well, I think in general they just like some of them look a bit look a little different and it's kind of confusing
of where they are, and I can master that. Like I agree that it is tedious, but I just think it's only it feels extra tedious because there's extra steps than there's more extra steps than usual. Like with Origins, there is a lot of shit in that. Like you have to
Yeah, he's mentioning Origins. I probably because I mentioned it, but he also must have thought about Origins before.
decode things, changing symbols into numbers, changing
the ice staff thing. Like, how the fuck are you even supposed to do the ice staff thing? Like, I know how to do the math translation for the ice staff thing, so I don't have to look it up. But yeah, like, how the hell is like if you think the zodiac sign thing is too much, or you think that the light reflection thing is annoying, then like what about the fire staff code or the ice staff code? There's also the lightning staff switches and the like there's that stuff.
Symbols into other symbols, listening to Sam's clues. Like there's a lot to unpack in Origins. I also think Dead of the Night has a really great traversal system. Like it's just easy to get around that map. It's
like you can go anywhere immediately. In Origins, you're just walking around in mud, teleporting from the crazy place back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then there's shit that gets in the way, like the robots and the Panzer and the generator guys and stuff. I keep kind of repeating myself, but yeah, like in Origins, you have to just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
It's not complicated to learn. And I think it plays to its strength narratively of being a spooky, haunted mansion that is supposed to have a ton of secrets and be complicated.
It fits the map. And like they'll say that, oh, there's a lot of parts, but the map is not the way the map is laid out and like the way it flows, like you just kind of grab the parts immediately. There's nothing to really worry about.
It's like a Rubik's Cube of a map, and you're just kind of twisting and turning it. And
if they don't like Blood of the Dead because of the main quest or whatever, or like if they don't like the Blood of the Dead main quest, that's fine. I like it because it's like intense and it's like pretty interesting and stuff, and I like the vibes and the cutscenes and the music and all that. But it is really stressful. Golrod is equally as stressful as Blood of the Dead. It just is. Blood of the Dead is my second favorite map. And I can assure you Golrod Crovy is on the exact same level as Blood of the Dead in terms of difficulty and stress. I would say it's actually a little bit more stressful than Blood of the Dead just because I'd say it's like a slightly harder map, and the bomb step can just straight up kill you and end your game instantly if you screw up just slightly. Like, imagine if Blood of the Dead had a step where you have to go to 6 locations. Like, you have to, like, it flashes on a screen. It says, hey, go to these 6 locations and interact with these things on the wall. And if you screw up at all, if you do it too slowly or you interact with the wrong one, they all explode at once and kill you through obstacles and walls. They one-shot you. Like, imagine if that shit was on Blood of the Dead.
To your will, and I personally really like that. So
there's also the fact that Gorod's Krovy's special weapon is terrible.
I kind of veer towards being into the tedious nature of these maps. So like
yeah, it's because if a zombies map doesn't have anything to do, why does it exist? Like, why not just go play town or something? Like, people might think it's a cop-out, but, like, if all you want is a new layout and a new atmosphere and, like, new enemy types and just a wonder weapon you get out of the box, like, what is the point? So, people who don't like Black Ops 4, here's what they want. From what they act like and what they say, if you combine everything. So, what they want is, they want they want dull crutch perks to ruin the entire. They want dull crutch perks to ruin the game and progression and just the style of the game. Fucking voice crack. Oh my god. Um, so they want that. They apparently want every wonder weapon to be in the box, and you can't do any quests to upgrade them or anything. They don't want any quests at all, really, I guess, because like that's kind of what they act like. They'd say that they don't like having to do things in a video game, whereas I do like doing things in a video game. Like complexity is one of my favorite things in the world. I like complex music. I like complex art. I like complex story. That's one of the reasons why like for example, my favorite TV show, the only TV show I really care about is Breaking Bad because it has complexity. It's not like a linear thing. Like there's like you would have to watch it over and like multiple times to really get what's happening, like to get the subtleties and like the meaning behind things. And then there's also the fact that I really like in terms of complex gameplay, I like Neo 2 and I like Fortnite Zero Build because Fortnite Zero Build has a lot of like variants and has a lot of updates and a lot of things changing and like new metas coming like a lot of the times like there's like new stuff that gets added all the time and there's like a bunch of different situations that can go on where you don't know what to do and there's like a lot of different play styles and such. I like things like that. I like things that have variety and give me things to engage with because that's what a video game should be like. A video game should not be like, oh, you spawn in and you like shoot stuff because why what is interesting about that?
I just don't hate it, and I
Oh,
like that complex nature, but
I
don't
do.
know.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, I'm not necessarily saying that as like a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
like for me personally, but I do know that like 90, 95, maybe more percent of people that play zombies are going to be turned off by Dead of the Night just because of how overwhelming it is to just even unlock Pack-a-Punch. Like, I know what you're saying, and I do agree. Once you like take the time to learn it and learn all the parts and
The
everything,
thing that's weird is like people will say this, but then Mob of the Dead and Origins and stuff are incredibly popular. Like, how does this make like I don't really get this. Like, how does the I know there's a lot of like people that have no idea what they're talking about. Well, not I'm not talking about this guy. I'm talking about like zombies fans where like a lot of them have like no idea about like the later games. Like the last one they played is like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 or something, and they didn't really get into the ones after that. Like there's a decent amount of people like that, but actual like BO4 haters that played like a lot of them played and liked Black Ops 3 the most. But then they say this shit about Dead of the Night, like that doesn't make sense. Like why is it Dead of the Night in particular as well? Like why not Ancient Evil? Like why do they not say this about Ancient Evil or something? People even say people say Voyage is complex for some reason, which is really weird. I even said in this comment in this video that they're talking like in the comment that they're talking about in this video, I said that Voyage is too simple. That's the worst thing about the map is that it's too simple, which it is. All you do to get Pack-a-Punch is you interact with the 4 Pack-a-Punch locations after you grab the Sentinel artifact. And all you have to do to get the Kraken is you can get it out of the box, or you can get it for free through a quest thing. And then after that, all you do to upgrade the Kraken is you get 3 parts, and you get 3 parts, and you get a part from a catalyst, and then you upgrade the Kraken, and that's it. Like, there's not really there's nothing else to do in the map other than you can upgrade the shield, but I've never done that because it just seems kind of like pointless to do that. You can also do the Bowie knife thing, but that's really pointless. There's also the free perk thing, but I've never been able to complete that. I've barely tried, but I've never been able to do it.
thing, it does flow a lot better.
I like being able to do things in maps because it implies that there's more content in the maps, and it means that I'm engaged with the map more. And Dead of the Night is the best at this for me because of the fact that it has good layers of gameplay. Like it has good design all around in general.
And it is a lot more fun to play. But that first game or two, man, oh boy, that's rough.
Yeah, like I'll take it.
When I was playing Dead of the Night, I didn't really see it that way. I kind of just got like the folly out of the box. Maybe I got it from the. I remember just getting the folly out of the box, and I was like, oh, I don't know what else to do. I can't really progress. I can't get pack punch, so I guess I'll just learn the map sometime, and then like I didn't really have an opinion on the map other than it might be really good. Like my opinion on Dead of the Night, like I didn't learn it until like mid 2023 or something. I don't even remember actually. Something like that. But yeah, I didn't learn it until around that point, and yeah, before that, I was just like, oh, I have the folly, and it's kind of cool, but I know that I can upgrade it, and I know I can get pack punch and stuff, and I know there's like other things in the map, but I don't know how to do it, so I won't really have any opinion on the map because I don't understand the map. Just like a lot of people didn't understand Shadows of Evil, and they didn't understand Origins, and they didn't understand Transit, and they didn't understand Zetsubo, and they didn't understand Der Eisendrache, and they didn't understand the Final Reich or whatever, or Mob of the Dead or Buried or whatever the hell. My solution that people don't actually talk about is the fact that you should just make it to where you don't really have to do Easter eggs in order to unlock stuff. You could just make it to where you have to like do certain things or like okay, if it was up to me, zombies would have a complete rework. Every single aspect of the entire game mode would be massively different. The inventory system would be different. The points would maybe be different. I guess you could keep points. I don't know how you would remove points. The only way you could like yeah, you kind of have to keep points in the mode because like you just kind of have to. I would maybe like change some of the power ups. Maybe make some adjustments to the special weapons. I would replace pack punch or like adjust it. Um, I would change how early rounds are. I would like I would make it to where you actually have like a goal to go through other than completing the main quest or setting up. Like it would be like I guess you could have maps just kind of be like Extinction where you just load them up and then you complete them no matter how much you know about it, you just go through them and complete them without looking anything up. You could do that. You could have maybe some of them like that and some of them are a little different than that. I don't know. But yeah, I think zombies is never going to get to the point where like zombies is never going to reach the type of gameplay that I want in the mode that no one else is asking for. Like my vision for the mode is far beyond what it is. Like if I could have it my way, I would just make a super Black Ops 4. It would basically be like Black Ops 4 except it would be massively different. Like it would have abilities, it would have like inventory systems. Um it would have like some RPG mechanics and status effects and like ailments, and it would have like a bit of meta progression, but it would have meta progression in a way that's not overpowered. Um there would be like things to do. You also would not end games. That's one of the main issues with zombies is you set up, you go to around 25, 30, 35, and then you end the game because it's boring and you can't do anything else. Or you just do the main quest, which a lot of the times is annoying or boring or just bad.
I'll take it from like my like. So I'm probably more of a casual like when it comes to the gaming stuff. Like obviously, people know Easter eggs. People know like these strategies for high rounds. I just like the. I just want to shoot cool guns and have fun.
For me, like zombies is not complex. Like it's not deep enough to really work without being able to do a bunch of stuff like having quests for wonder weapons and pack a punch and stuff. Like I think like I need things to do other than just shoot the zombies. Like for example, in Fortnite, like imagine if Fortnite was just, oh, you drop down from the sky and you land and you just grab some like weapons. There's no vaults, there's no bosses, there's no there's no like interesting like event things happening. There's no medallions, there's no like exotics or like exclusive mythics. There's no there's no like interesting things going on. There's no anything like that. It's just you drop down, there's guns, and you shoot each other, and there's the storm. Like that. That's just not. That's why I don't like OG Fortnite. It's just like why I don't really see the appeal of you load up the game and shoot stuff because there's nothing to engage with. I like games that have engaging gameplay. That's why I like Fortnite Zero Build the most because there's movement abilities. Like there's multiple of them in every season. There's like a bunch of different guns where you can't. It's hard to tell like which gun is better than which gun. There's like multiple play styles. There's cars. There's like you can like. There's just so many things to do. That's kind of what I like in games. I like games where I can play them over and over and over again and still engage with them and have things to do
But when I
while also being aesthetically interesting.
played Dead of the Night, like don't get me wrong, the Alistair's Annihilator is arguably one of the best wonder weapons, but it is such a pain in the dick to have to upgrade that thing.
Yeah, the Annihilator
I
is. I'd say it's like the strongest wonder weapon of all time. You can maybe say the Crystal Axe is. Um, that's not why it's my favorite. I mostly just like it because it's cool. I also like that it's strong because wonder weapons kind of need to be strong, and it works because the map is like pretty intense. I'd say the most intense maps prior to Cold War would be because I don't care about Cold War in the games after that. But the most intense maps from like Treyarch games would be, I guess, Gorod Krovi, Dead of the Night, Blood of the Dead, Shangri-La. Did I say Call of the Dead? I don't even know. Who cares? You can maybe say Buried. Not really. I don't know. Transit, I guess, but I don't I don't know. Like it's kind of I don't fucking know.
I absolutely despise this upgrade quest. Like I I look at it like what's the payoff, and is the payoff like for how you get from step one to step to
Really, all you have to do is you get the folly from the box. You melee a bookshelf with the shield to grab a part. You kill a werewolf with silver bullets to grab a part. You put them in the greenhouse laboratory thing and build the chaos theory, and then you have the zombie dig, and then you shoot the lamps, and then you get kills with the whirlwind shot, and then you go back to the greenhouse laboratory and build the annihilator. Like it's not really like super crazy. It's the most demanding wonder weapon to get, other than maybe the Masamune. It's like on the same level of the Masamune. The Masamune might be more difficult just because you also need to get the special weapon, and then there's like the planting stuff, and it's like takes longer to do, kinda. Um by the way, I Zetsubo is like my sixth favorite map or something like that. I like it slightly more than Origins, maybe. So I really like Zetsubo, and Dead of the Night is my favorite map. My top I'd say my top 7 maps, because I can't really say top 10 or top 5. Well, I can say top 5, but my top like 7 would be Dead of the Night, like in order would be Dead of the Night, Blood of the Dead, um Ancient Evil, Revelations, Zetsubo no Shima, and oh wait, no, after, yeah, it'd be Dead of the Night, Blood of the Dead, Ancient Evil, Voyage of Despair, Revelations, and then like Zetsubo and Origins. I guess maybe put I don't know, something like that.
Get it completed. Is it worth it? Like Origins, for example, like building the stats or whatever. Yes, the Origin stats are really kind of a slog to have to make every single time, whatever.
Just to get one staff is it's really not that much less than getting the Annihilator. Because in order to get the staff, you have to get the gramophone and you have to get the record. I've said this over and over again, but you need to get the record, the gramophone. You have to get the other record for the staff, and then you go through the portal and grab the crystal, and you get the 3 staff parts, and then you go and build it, and then you go do the puzzle, and then you go do the other thing, and then you go do the levers, and then you go back to the crazy place and plant it down and upgrade it. Like, doing that on it, just one staff is really not far behind getting the Annihilator, which is one weapon that does like 5 things.
Because you have to get all these parts, you have to do this to get it upgraded, then you have to do that to get it upgraded, then you have to kill like 700 soul like zombies to get the souls, then you have to do these puzzles and stuff. But
there's no step in the main quest where there's nothing in the map where you have to. I don't know if he like understands the map, but like the only time you have to get souls in the map is well, he's talking about the Annihilator. You don't need souls for the Annihilator. The only thing you need, well, you need souls for the crystals, but that's not what he's talking about because he said 700 as a joke. You need 4 zombie souls for each of the 3 crystals. So you need those. And then the only other thing that you need souls for is the steak knife, the Savage Impaler, and the lockdown quests. Or not the lockdowns, there's the like night gem thing. So like the only time you get zombie souls is the night gem thing, which is not the Annihilator. And then there's the crystals, which is not really the Annihilator. That's the Pack-a-Punch quest that's needed for the Annihilator. And then there's like the steak knife and Savage Impaler, which are not related to the Annihilator.
But at least you're graced with like 4 of the best wonder weapons that Treyarch has ever completed.
In order to get all 4 staves, you need to do enormously more than what you have to do for the Annihilator.
Or like ever made in zombies history.
And it's also incredibly annoying. It's like legit not even like fun to do, especially nowadays when I've done it a bunch of times and I know like how to do it. It's really repetitive, and the staves are samey, like they're kind of samey, so it's just kind of, you're just getting different flavors of the same weapon, but you have to go through a lot of effort to get each of them. At least on Der Eisendrache, the way you get them is a lot more interesting and varied.
With the stats, whereas the Alistair's Annihilator, you have to. I couldn't even tell you like the first step of actually upgrading the Alistair's Annihilator because it's such a chore that I just genuinely don't.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. Is people kind of have opinions on maps without really remembering what to even do on the maps, which kind of implies that the only maps that they know how to play is Kino and Der Riese. Like, I think we should have to do things in games. Like, it's fine to say, oh, COD Zombies is too reliant on main quests, and it causes things like spoilers to occur, and it causes things like having to look up stuff online, and it causes, like, ambiguity and annoyance. Like, yeah, that makes sense, but it has nothing to do with Dead of the Night specifically. Like, it's relevant to every map, like, even Tog der Toten.
Want to deal with it, and it doesn't help too that you're also getting
even like Transit and Die Rise and stuff to a little bit of an extent
spammed with Catalyst and Nosferatus and Werewolves and the Crimson Nosferatus. Like it gets to a point where it's just like I couldn't be bothered. Like that's
The vampires are not an issue for me. Like they just make the map not annoying or not annoying. I don't mean annoying. They make the map less boring. Like they make the map more aesthetically interesting, and they add more like gameplay variety. Like they're just kind of there. All of the special enemy types are just really subtle. Like they just kind of exist, and you're just like, oh, I'll shoot at these because I need to, and it's like cool. Like the werewolves are really awesome. The Nosferatus are kind of cool. The Crimson ones are kind of cool. The Catalysts are nice. I quite like the Catalysts just because, like, they just, they make the game more, just engaging. Like, they make it more difficult in a way that's not, like, super terrible.
Interesting.
that's like the main reason I don't like Dead of the Night. Like, don't get me wrong, its atmosphere and everything, one of the best atmospheres in zombies history. Like, no doubt. I love the layout of it. Layout's great.
Yeah, it has my second favorite layout of all time. My favorite layout of all time is Revelations. Maybe. It's either Dead of the Night or Revelations. Maybe Revelations. Just because Revelations layout carries that map so fucking hard. Revelations layout is so good. It's Noctur and Toten in a center island surrounded by islands that have multiple maps on them with like there's like a bunch of wide open space. And like the layout works interestingly with the Thundergun and the Ragnaroks and the Apothicon Servant and Lil Arnie's and the enemy types. Like everything is really cohesive and stuff, and you can like use the Wundersphere type things for free and go through the portals, and it's extremely easy to revive people or like to get to people to revive them on that map. If someone downs on Revelations, you can get to them like 100% of the time. Like it's never like impossible to revive someone despite the map being enormous.
The Wonder Weapon is great once you actually get it completed, but Dead of the Night is one of those maps that I will not ever play solo. Like I'll play with friends, but
Dead of the Night is actually the main map that I play solo just because it's the one map that's like really fun in solo. It's just really chill and it does not annoy me. And that's with me playing on a 3-hit down. Oh, barely anyone does that. Barely anyone even plays Black Ops 4, let alone on the 3-hit down. But yeah, I would recommend playing on the 3-hit down because, like on hardcore difficulty, because the game is just too chill on the 4-hit down. It's just not. It's just. It's not like for a 4-hit down. It's not. The game is not balanced with that in mind. The only time in the game that's the only thing in the game that's balanced for like a 4-hit down is maybe the Scepter, the not the Scepter of Ra, the Ra statue step in Ancient Evil, and also the boss fight in Ancient Evil. Those might be balanced with a 4-hit down, especially since the game had a 4-hit down for a while, before that map came out. But other than that, like the game is clearly balanced around a 3-hit down, especially when you take into consideration the fact that Winter's Wail goes off the second time you get hit, which means you only have 1 hit left of health when Widow's Wine goes off. So if you're playing on a 4-hit down, Winter's, did I say Winter's Wine? Winter's Wail goes off when you're at half health in the 4-hit down on normal, but if you're on hardcore, it goes off when you're almost dead. So that kind of just tells you everything you need to know. There's also the fact that Wraithfires and special weapons exist, which the reason for that is because of the 3-hit down.
if you ask me, go play Dead of the Night right
And because it makes it more interesting.
now by yourself. Absolutely the fuck not. I will not do that.
That's funny. I think it's actually like once you kind of get it down, it's actually really easy. Like you can get to the boss fight by like round 14 if you know.
Dead of the Night is the main quest in so Dead of the Night is actually one of the main quests where if you know what to do, you can do the main quest like incredibly fast when you're not even really trying. The first time I tried to do it fast, I did it in what was it? I did it in like an hour. I don't know. Shortly after I first completed it, I ended up doing it in like 56 minutes by myself. So how is a map tedious when I can get the hardest weapon in the entire game, like the hardest wonder weapon to get in the entire game, and also silver bullets and the shield, and also do the main quest solo on a map that is supposedly the most tedious map ever. Like people kind of like they just say tedious, like that's like it's not tedious to be able to do things in a game. Also, the things that you get in Dead of the Night are incredibly strong. Like it's not just you do them for the sake of doing them and then you just like get whatever. Like the punches and Origins, there's not really a reason to get those. I guess you could say there's not much of a reason to get the stake in Dead of the Night, but in Dead of the Night you can get the Savage Impaler and you can get the Annihilator and such, and the Ballistic Shield. And the Ballistic Shield's pretty cool. There's the silver bullets as well.
You're doing like you can really optimize it, and I just like maps like that. But I mean, I guess it is tedious. I like personally, like I kind of think Gorod Krovi's tedious. You know, like I think
Gorod Krovi is actually so fucking tilting. It is so fucking tilting. It's not like Blood of the Dead where it's like kind of confusing and it's like convoluted and like some of the steps take too long. Gorod Krovi is actually fucking annoying, like incredibly annoying. The boss fight where like the dragon shoots fire everywhere and then there's just like there's also the Valkyrie drones getting in your fucking way and shooting at you. There's the manglers shooting at you as well. There's having to go to the hatchery and go through that dragon cutscene every single time. And there's also the lockdowns for the Dragon Strike controller. There's the bomb step, which is fucking ridiculous. The bomb step is my least favorite thing in all of zombies, I think. I guess you could say double tap 2 is my least favorite thing, but in terms of like a quest, the bomb step is horrendous. I've done the main quest solo, by the way. I've done the main quest like 4 times or something, and I've done it once in solo, and that was my first time doing it. Yeah, Gorod Krovi is incredibly annoying map. You don't even need, you can't even get the wonder weapon through a quest. You have to get it from the box, and it's still annoying, even though you can get it from the box, and it's easy to get from the box. But yeah, like there's also there's the valve step thing, which is really stupid. There's the one step with the whelp where you have to send the whelp out and then like protect it, and that step's just kind of ass. The trophies, I guess collecting the trophies is fine. The Mangler lockdown thing is terrible. The way you get the Gauntlet of Siegfried is kind of, I don't really like how you get it. It's mostly just, it's like pretty much all you do for it is you just wait and you get kills on fire zombies and like penetrating kills and melee kills. It's just really stupid. And then the special weapon is just really bad and it gets you killed, especially when death machines show up and get you killed while you're using it. Like there was one time where I used the Gauntlet of Siegfried where I was spraying the flamethrower thing and I ran into a death machine and I died because of it. I also died during the main quest attempt, or I downed during a main quest attempt with Eli because I had to send the whelp out to Nikolai, and yeah, I was trying to do that and I just downed while using it. Like I sent out the whelp and I was just attacking enemies and then I just died. Like there was nothing I could even do about it. Like there was nothing, it wasn't even like based on my skill. I just ended up dying somehow. I don't know if I was like missing my shield, probably not. Like I just died. Like there was a Valkyrie drone and there was like a zombie that hit me or something and I just died. Like how the fuck do you die using a special weapon that, like I don't know. That's just really stupid.
think doing those challenges can be a little tedious at times.
The bomb step like actually ruins the map. The hatchery also ruins the map. The Mangler escort ruins the map, kind of. Well, the Valkyrie drone thing is annoying as well. Like, just the map is just really obnoxious.
Just, I think it depends on the actual steps. In a map like Dead of the Night versus like a Gorod Krovi or Revelations or something, like I have so much control over Dead of the Night. Like I can make it my own experience. I can kind of play casually and get up to the high rounds while doing the egg. I can really optimize it. And
yeah, you can get the folly, and like it does a decent bit of damage for a while, and you can really easily get the chaos theory. Well, you need to get the silver bullets, but that's just 6 parts. Like all you really need for the silver bullets is you need 6 parts, and you need to unlock Pack-a-Punch, which is a lot, but you're gonna want to do that anyway.
and collect all these parts and make sure I kill the right enemy right away. So
yeah, the things that, like, on some maps there are a lot of things that you have to do that you would not do normally. Like on Zetsubo, like you have to get the rainbow water, and then you have to go and plant the thing after you shine the fucking wall, and then you go back there and plant and like water it 2 more times after that. And then there's like the challenges and shit. It's just like a bunch of stuff that I don't really care about. There's also the spider boss fight, which is not really, like, I guess, like, the only reason you would do that outside of the main quest is if you want to get Widow's Wine, but if you don't want Widow's Wine for some reason, then there's no reason to go there.
that I'm getting, you know, the materials it drops so that I can craft the premium materia to upgrade the wonder weapon, etc. You can make sure that you have each challenge ready to go so that you can do each challenge like one after the next, or each lockdown, and then just like start the boss fight. Like it has so much optimization, so I really like that. But as a you know, with Gorod Krovi or something, it's like it's pushing you further and further. Like it's pushing you into those challenges, and then those challenges are kind of all going to be tedious in nature depending on what you're doing. Like bringing the Mangler. Like I found that to be really annoying. I hate that. I hate that step so much. I hate doing it every time.
Me too, man.
Everything about Gorod Krovi is actually fucking annoying. Literally, like, everything. The hatchery is annoying. Like, it has Pack-a-Punch there. The Dragon Strike controller lockdowns are annoying. The escorts things are annoying. The valve step is annoying. The bomb step is annoying. The boss fight's not really that good. It's, like, alright, I guess, but the dragon breathes down fire all over the fucking place. The Mangler, like, projectiles are annoying. The fucking, the Valkyrie drones are annoying. The bug where the GKZ-45 like Reagan Mark III bullets, like the Reagan Mark III bullets can kill you if a zombie collides with you while you're shooting it. The Mark II does that as well. Yeah, like the layout is also kind of bad. There's the dragon that breathes down fire. Like the map is just really obnoxious. The special weapon is just ass. Like you just die using it anyway. It's like, what is the point of a... That's kind of one of the main issues with Black Ops 3 is the special weapons in that game are kind of just an afterthought. They're just like, oh, you have an extra weapon. Whereas in Black Ops 4, it's more of like a cohesive type of thing. It's more of like a strategic thing, or not strategic. It's like you have to like manage it. It's like a resource that you manage. Whereas in Black Ops 3, it's just kind of a weapon that you use because you feel like it.
So
fuck that stuff. You're damn right.
I don't know anyone that likes that stuff.
So that to me is tedious. So it's like, I guess it just kind of depends on what tedium is to each player. But I think that's kind of the fun of
You can also, during the Mangler lockdown step, you can actually train one of the Manglers around, and no Manglers will spawn, and you'll just complete the thing. You can just keep one Mangler alive, and the step will complete, and you don't have to fight other Manglers.
Zombies. But I definitely don't think Dead of the Night's the greatest experience in gaming. I would, you know, there's a lot of great games out there, like Resident Evil. I liked God of War. And
Wait,
God
so
of
you
War
mean to tell
Ragnarok.
me you wouldn't rather play Dead of the Night over Elden Ring?
Ooh, Elden Ring's pretty good too.
Well, the thing is, they didn't really get what I meant. I meant that it's the greatest experience in gaming. What I meant by that is that's the greatest experience in gaming. I didn't mean it's the best game ever. If I were to say the best game ever, I would have just said Black Ops 4 is the best game ever, which I would say if Fortnite Zero Build didn't exist. Just because Fortnite Zero Build, there are things added to the game, and there's there's new movement stuff added to the game. There's new like POIs, the map changes. There's like new weapons all the time, new items, new metas. Like there's updates all the time. There's new skins. Like you can play with like very like you can play with people with very different play styles. There's a bunch of melee weapons with like movement stuff. I don't really use the melee weapons, but yeah, there's like a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, like when I said Dead of the Night is the greatest experience in gaming, I just meant that it's my favorite thing in a game. Like it's my favorite thing in gaming, rather. Just because it's one map.
There's just a lot of
I would say that Dead of the Night is worthy of being its own game, though, kind of. Like, if Dead of the Night, like, just... If someone released a game and it was just, oh, it's just Dead of the Night, like, that would be pretty solid.
great stuff out there, you know. It's definitely one of my favorite maps. It's a top 5 map for me, but I don't know if it's the greatest experience in gaming as a whole.
I said, I like the map too. It's in my personal top 10, but greatest experience in gaming is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild statement.
Okay.
They didn't get what I mean, but it's fine. Yeah, like, I mean that it's because I said greatest experience in gaming. I didn't say like it's the greatest game because Black Ops 4 is a game. Like if someone says experience in gaming, like they mean like a boss fight or like a song or like an area or a level. Because like Dead of the Night is a level, so that's kind of what that means. Like before Dead of the Night, I would have said that the greatest experience in gaming is the Sekiro final boss, like the main final boss. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's like the main final boss in the game. For like the normal like the normal endings. It's the main final boss. That final boss was extremely cool, and it took me a really long time to beat. But yeah, let's see if there's any other comments that are from me.
Let's pop on to point number 2. And also, guys, I would love to know what your opinions are in the comment section, because these are some wild claims. And I feel like we're pretty fair over here on the podcast, and that's why I also brought Jolts and B-Rad on together, because they're both pretty fair dudes who I think have pretty like neutral takes or nuanced takes. Like they might have their favorite things, but they really kind of understand the nuance. So you guys let us know if we're out of pocket here or anything like that. So point number 2 is his claim that the claim.
Oh, that is me. Oh my god, that is me. Oh my god. How many of these are gonna be me? It's the fucking first 2 is me. Oh my god, this is me, dude. Oh god, am I too harsh in the? Oh shit. Hopefully I'm not too harsh in these. Oh god. Oh, this is probably a really good point though. I didn't read the whole thing. I remember posting this. Can't switch perks out mid-game. Feel free to down yourself in Black Ops 3 so you can swap perks. The game ends as a result of having self-revives tied to a fucking perk. Also, why would you ever swap out Double Tap or Jug? Speed Cola is in all Black Ops 4 perk modifiers. Black Ops 3 does not allow for nearly as much experimentation. That is absolutely accurate.
That he's
that is undeniable. I was like slightly harsh, but yeah.
The point that he's rallying against is you can't switch perks out mid-game.
Oh my god, are like half of these mine? Wait. Okay, wait, I gotta see. Oh my god, this is mine as well? This is mine as well?
Let's move.
This is mine as well? This is mine as well? Are all of these mine? This is mine also. the reason I know is because these are points that I've made. Like I just because these are. It's not like a lot of other people are going to be saying this stuff. Are literally all of these mine? Is it? Did he just go on my Reddit or something? This is on my Reddit, I think. I was too harsh on. I have been too harsh on Reddit. Hopefully there's not like crazy shit. Hopefully he doesn't have an insanely long one that's. Oh God. Yeah, I kind of need to chill out sometimes. There's this one. Yeah. Oh God, I can't react to all this shit. I cannot. Not that that's like a bad thing. I just mean like this is like 2 hours. Like that would take way too long. This is already taking a long time anyway. Oh my God, this is so much. Okay, so it's been how many? It's been 10 points and all of them are mine. Holy shit. 12, 13? Is this mine again? Yep, that's mine as well. This is mine. I can tell really easily because I just kind of remember some of them, and these are just points that I've made a bunch of times. Yeah, this is definitely mine. I only read like the first sentence. Like, I only read this, but yeah, this is mine. It's not like other people are going to talk about Black Ops 4. It's really easy for me to find out that these are mine. Also, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's mine. I also say etc. a lot, and I type long responses that no one else would do. Okay, so far I'm not really that harsh on these. Maybe it's because the harsh ones are really low. Wait, I just realized something. Is this from one post? Wait, this is from one post. That's why the video is all mine. It's because it's one post. That's why it says 19 The entire fucking video is my post. That's incredible. I don't mean that in a bad way. Damn. I thought I would eventually get a I thought I would eventually get a video like mentioning something I've said. I did not expect the whole video, but that does make sense though, because I do say a lot of shit. I do especially say things that other people wouldn't say. And I have enormously hot takes. I think the hottest take of all time that's outside of zombies is I said that whenever I loaded up Dark Souls 2, I don't even like Dark Souls 2 that much. I said that that Miyazaki not really being involved with Dark Souls 2 probably resulted in Dark Souls 2 being better than it otherwise would have been had Miyazaki been involved on it. The reason I said that is because it would have been more similar to Dark Souls 1, which is a game I don't really like. Like, Dark Souls 2 wouldn't really stand out because it probably would have been like Dark Souls 1. Unless it was like Bloodborne, but because he was making Bloodborne at the time, but I don't think that would have happened. Yeah, all of these are mine. Cramped, Voyage is cramped, blah, blah, blah. Oh God, hopefully I wasn't too harsh. Oh Christ. I guess Afterlife must have really liked these points then, because...
None that.
So, just to kind of wrap up here, because we've been going for a while, and I know it's been a long time.
Did they mention my name? I need to see the earlier parts of the video, probably. He probably didn't mention my name, but I guess I'm fine with I'm fine with whichever. Maybe he wouldn't want to name me because the whole video is about what I'm saying, and it's like contentious.
We're not
deliberately contentious. Well, not deliberately exactly, but kind of.
Not going to do the lightning round stuff because let's just kind of end on a couple positive notes. So
okay, hold on, Bo.
I imagine Afterlife like agrees with all the stuff that I've said, like most of it, because he also likes Black Ops 4 the most, and he obviously wouldn't have made an entire video on this if it was just completely irrational, stupid shit that makes no sense and everyone disagrees with, because it would just be a waste of time and they would just be clowning on one person. Like after the first few like they wouldn't make an entire 2.5 hour long video on this. That's fucking crazy. I thought it would only be like the first point, or maybe like there'd be a few points. I wasn't paying enough attention. Like I saw that there was a number next to the first one, like it said 1, but I thought that was just, I thought he just copied what I like text that I had on Reddit or YouTube and like put it into something for a screenshot. Not that he was like copying something I said, but I mean like he copied the text for the sake of the screenshot. But no, it's a list that I have. I want to find that list.
I want to make one negative note here, because I was scrolling down to the comments here, and I just love this second comment. It's fine to change your mind, but you don't have to be this much of a dick about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good comment. And then he says, I'm not really being rude about it. It's like, bro, you absolutely are.
Yes, you
Kinda.
you are 100% rude.
And it's fine.
The reply to that was, you immediately start off on a high horse.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. He's being a dick, but it was funny. So that's always good. At least own it. Just say, yeah, you know what? I was being a dick. My bad. Anyway, so let's kind of just wrap up on a couple things here.
Or wait, what did I say before?
You
I don't
immediately
know.
start off on a high horse.
Rude about it. It's like, bro, you absolutely are.
Yes, you are.
Maybe slightly, I guess. I don't know what it was specifically, but yeah, I don't know. I'll try to chill out. But yeah, like the reason I'm kind of like that is because a lot of people will say things that are just kind of like, just kind of come out of nowhere, like they don't really make any sense at all. About games in general, really, like skill-based matchmaking, or they'll say that like OG Fortnite is better than like newer Fortnite because reasons or something, or they'll say that Fortnite zero build is bad because it's casual or easy or something, or they'll say that like Dead of the Night is tedious, or they'll say that like the Black Ops 4 perk system is bad because the perks are bad, or you use the same perks every match, or they'll say that like Blood of the Dead has like or I don't know, like they would complain about like how Blood of the Dead is ruined because of the fact that the bridge doesn't exist, but the bridge does not matter because it's just a bridge. I know it's the Golden Gate Bridge, but like the bridge doesn't really add anything to the map. There's also people saying that like, oh, if you they'll say like, oh, the Blood of the Dead moving pack-a-punch sucks, which yeah, sure, that's like the worst part of the map kind of. But how does that compare to the Mob of the Dead pack-a-punch? It's not like the Mob of the Dead pack-a-punch is less annoying, because you can't even get to it on like the main part of the map, you know? I wonder if I mentioned anything in this about Shadows of Evil being obsolete compared to Revelations. I feel like a lot of people would like have an interesting reaction to that, because I've never heard anyone say that other than me, where Revelations is like, to me, Revelations is just Shadows of Evil, but it's better because the layout and the atmosphere and like the main quest and the boss fights and the enemy types and just really everything, just everything really. Like the sword is cooler than the Ragnarok's, and like Shadows of Evil is more original and such, but everything else other than that is just better on Revelations. But I guess I'll end this video shortly.
100%
Just I'll see.
rude.
And it's fine.
The reply.
Yeah, you know what? I was being a dick. My bad. Anyway, so he's being a dick, but it was funny. So that's all.
Wait, what was funny? I don't. Does he mean the comment to me or whatever, or what? Or what happened?
At least own it. Just say, yeah, you know what? I was being a dick. My bad. Anyway, so let's kind of just wrap up on a couple things here. Just 2 quick questions for each of you. The first one is, can you just rank your BO4 maps best from worst? And then why do
It's not a fucking wonder weapon, exactly. Why?
Magmagat, Tundra Gun, Thunder Gun, Kraken, Hand of Chimera, Hand of Oranos?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I know it's Tundra Gun, Thunder Gun, the Hellion, when you could complain about the Hand of Charon. Magmagat, Tundra Gun, Thunder Gun, Kraken, Hand of Chimera, Hand of Oranos.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I know it's because it's not a fucking wonder weapon.
It's not a fucking wonder weapon. Exactly. It is a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Go on BO3 and load up that XM53 Pack-a-Punch and go ahead and use it to one shot to round 200. Go ahead and load on BO2 or BO1, get the M72 Law, round 200. Go ahead. Try that.
The thing that doesn't make sense about this is because there are wonder weapons in the box. There's the Tundra gun. There's the there's the Tundra gun. There's the Slickifire, which you don't need to get out of the box. You can just get it on round 1 by building it. There's the Paralyzer, which you can get out of the box. There's the fucking the Shrink Ray is really good, and you can get that out of the box. There's the Thunder Gun. There's the Wave Gun. What are other ones on Black Ops 4? Can't really say the Magma Gat. Winter's Howl is decently strong, but it's not like super strong. But yeah, I don't really see why people would complain about the Hellion Salvo that much. Like, you have to get out of the box, and then you have to use you have to use PhD on it in order for it to like be super, super strong. And on top of that, you have to upgrade it 5 times. And then there's also attachments. You also have to reload it a lot. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess it's like slightly overtuned, but like, I don't really see how it ruins the entire game, because things like the Alistair's Annihilator exists, which you would have to spin the box in order to get that, and you would also need PhD, and also you need the Annihilator to do the main quest anyway. So yeah. And also the Annihilator is just cool anyway.
Yeah.
It's not going to take you. Why? Because it's not a wonder weapon and it should not be able to. And don't rely on hardcore difficulty. It's worthless past round 40. Most people play the game on normal anyways.
That is true, but if someone's going to say like, "Oh, the game is easy because of the Hellion," but like, if the wonder weapon on the map is about as strong or stronger than the Hellion, then like, I don't like, yeah, the wonder weapon on the map is stronger than the Hellion. And that's even with the Hellion having basically infinite ammo. Like, the Hellion legit has infinite ammo on Dead of the Night, and yet it's weaker than the Alistair's Annihilator when you're doing high rounds. Like, it has less ammo. You have to reload it way more. You need to get out of the box and have PhD and have like an entire perk setup revolving around camping with it. It's also just really fucking boring to use like a lot of the time. Like, it's kind of cool to use on Voyage, but outside of that, it's just kind of dull. Yeah, I don't know.
And the game should be balanced around normal difficulty.
Like, I understand that it's like overpowered, but like, it's not really like super serious. But yeah, the game being balanced around normal difficulty doesn't really make sense because of the fact that the game, like, that statement is kind of strange because he's saying that the Hellion is overtuned on the normal difficulty, but like, you can just play it on, like, I don't play on normal difficulty. Like, it's not just because of the Hellion. I just play on hardcore because a 4-hit down is easy. It's just too easy. It's too laid back. The zombies like take too long to kill you. The wonder weapons have like so much ammo, and there's special weapons, and there's like the Wraithfires, the Redeemer, the Pegasus Strike, like the really strong perks. There's elixirs, talismans, the homunculus, what else? The monkey bombs. There's self revives, AATs, like the shield weapons. Yeah, like, I don't know. There's just a lot. There's like so much stuff that a 4-hit down just doesn't make any sense.
Period.
It works fine if you're like a beginner, it would be fine, but like if you're experienced in the game, like a 3-hit down is just simply better. There is also the fact that on hardcore, whenever you die, you lose your stuff, which kind of makes reviving more interesting. But the game is not really balanced around that though, so I don't know if they shouldn't have really done that. They probably should have just kept it on hardcore to where you when you down you don't lose all your or when you die you don't lose all your stuff, just because Black Ops 4, like, you kind of need to have your stuff. You can't really do much unless you have your weapon. Like, if you respawn, it's not like Black Ops 3 where you can kind of, well, actually, Black Ops 3 doesn't really, you need Jug in Black Ops 3, so that, and you need double tap, so actually, this whole point, actually, I take that back. I don't really mind it too much. If you lose your stuff on Black Ops 4, it's not like it's, like, worse than losing it in Black Ops 3, where in Black Ops 3 you don't even have a special weapon when you die. Well, maybe you do if you've already obtained it. Maybe if it's like the sword, maybe you keep it.
Period. If you want to play the harder versions, then you can, but for the base version or the base difficulty of the game, the Hellion should not be a one-shot forever. It should only be wonder weapon.
It's just lame. That's the only thing
I would say that they should have gave it less ammo. It should have, like, maybe, what I would say is take out PhD from to balance it. The way I would balance it, I'd say it's obviously, like, overpowered, but if in the grand scheme of things, like, there are other things in the game that are incredibly strong. Like, the Kraken is fucking incredibly strong. The Kraken has, like, way more ammo, and you can keep buying ammo from the thing, and it's also needed for the main quest, so you're going to want to get it for the main quest anyway, and it's a lot cooler, and you have to reload it far less. Yeah, okay, so why use the Hellion and get rid of one of your perk slots for PhD when you can just use the Kraken? Like, do you need to use the Kraken and the Hellion at the same time? Like, it makes the game easier, I guess. But if you want the game to be easier, you can just play on the 4-hit down, which people do anyway, I guess. Like, they'll say the game is too easy with the Hellion Salvo, and they'll say the game is easy in general, but, like, they're not playing on the 3-hit down, which is what the game was balanced around mostly. Like, the game had a 3-hit down on release. It wasn't like an issue. A lot of people will say, like, oh, it was a bug or it was unintended. It wasn't. The Tiger one-shots were unintended because of the fact that the people thought that the Tiger's one-shotting had to do with the 3-hit down. I don't think so. I think it was just that they fucked it up or something. But yeah, like, Jug was not in the game until, like Jug didn't exist for, like, a really long time. Like, I think they removed it, like, over a year before the game came out. Like, Jug was not a thing for, like, a long time. It was in a screenshot in like the alpha or whatever the hell, where the game was barely existed. But outside of that, I don't think it was really a thing, because why would they have Jug right before the game came out when there was things like Dying Wish and, like, Winter's Wail and Victorious Tortoise and, like, Deadshot and stuff? Like, that just wasn't that, like, why would you have 17 perks in the game and also Secret Sauce and a bunch of modifiers but also have Jug? Like, it wouldn't really make any sense. But yeah, like, the game, I don't really know what to say. Like, if you're experienced on the game with a 4-hit down on normal, like, it's just too laid back. It's just too fucking easy. It just is. That's why people call the game easy. It's because they're playing on a 4-hit down. The game is way harder on the 3-hit down, and it's hard in a way that's pretty fair. Yeah.
I genuinely don't like the Hellion. It's one of those things that, I don't know if you guys do this, but do you guys ever are learning a map and you're trying to figure out and you're getting stuck on something, and then you watch a speedrunner do it and you're like, oh, I didn't realize it was actually that easy? That's how I feel about the Hellion Salvo. It's like, now that I know about it, it's like, why wouldn't I use it for high rounds? Or why wouldn't I use it for this boss fight or whatever? It sucks. I hate it. I wish it was not in the game.
The reason I made the 3-hit the hardcore point is because people should be playing on hardcore anyway. Like, it's not my fault that they're playing on a 4-hit down, you know? Like, if the Hellion is overpowered on a 3-hit down, like I partially agree with them. Like, I understand, like, it shouldn't be like a 1-hit until, like, around 40 or whatever. But, like, my point wasn't that it isn't super overpowered. Like, my point isn't that it's like kind of overpowered. I think my point, I didn't read the whole thing, but I think my point was just that people talk about the Hellion ruining the game when there's so many wonder weapons that are enormously powerful. The wonder weapons have a fuck ton of ammo. The Blundergat has like, I mean, the Magmagat has like, doesn't it have like 50 shots or something? It has like over 40 shots. How many kills is that? You can easily get like over 5, 6, 7, 8 kills with it per shot. That's like 300 kills with the Magmagat. And that's on top of it attracting the zombies. Yeah, I don't know. There is also the fact that Blightfathers do 2/3 of your health when they melee you. They also can pull you in. Stokers do 2 hits of your health as well when they melee you. Geganese does a lot of, does like maybe half your health when he throws his spear directly at you. That's on top of the fact that he blocks you and has a shit ton of health and stuff. But yeah, like my point wasn't that the Hellion is like okay, like I would rebalance it. What I would do personally is I would get rid of PhD Flopper or PhD Slider. I don't think PhD should exist in any of the games, but I would get rid of PhD. I would make the Hellion do less splash damage to yourself. I would give it less ammo, and I guess that's it. I guess that's all you'd have to do with it. Just give it less ammo, get rid of PhD, and reduce its self-inflicted damage. That's how it should work.
But
I only use the Helion for at least I don't really use it for high rounds because most of the time whenever I play high rounds I'm usually trying to like camo grind or just dick around or whatever. So I kind of on that.
There is also the fact that if you shoot a fire zombie with it, the fire zombie is gonna explode. And kill you, or not kill. I don't know how. I still don't really know how much damage they do. They do at least 2 hits of damage when they explode. When they explode right next to you, do they fucking one-shot you on like a 3-hit down? I don't even know because I don't really. You have to like, if that does happen, you would have to stand like right next to it in order for that to happen. But yeah, like they kind of counter the Hellion a little bit. The Blightfather, you have to shoot them like at least 2 or 3 times. But yeah,
That side. But as far as like using the Helion,
I do partially agree with them, but that wasn't really what my point was.
yeah, I'll use the Helion for 9 just because it makes a lot of those more like it just kind of helps progress the levels faster because
This is
the
weird
whole
gameplay.
like you need to be on coolest looking wonder weapons, but it's shit. But
And what does that say
I think the Hellion is kind of fun to use.
about this point? That the rocket launcher is the real wonder weapon on 9 and not the wonder weapon.
sure.
Well, the issue isn't the Hellion. The issue is that the Wonder Weapon on 9 sucks balls. It's like a ripoff of the Death of Orion is my least favorite Wonder Weapon of all time. I think so. I guess you could say the original jet gun is I like less. But yeah, it feels really janky. It has a glitch where you can spam it while holding the reload button. You can just spam it. It like stuns the zombies in this like weird thing. Like it's very weird to use, and it doesn't really. It feels really weird to use on that map as well. It feels just kind of. It does not feel satisfying to use. That's kind of part of it. It's because like I don't know why he would make the point that like, oh, the Hellion Salvo is stronger than the Death of Orion. Like, I know that's an issue, but the Death of Orion is like the shittiest wonder weapon ever. But yeah. Okay, so like there's also like the Hand of Charon. The Hand of Charon is easier, like the upgraded Hand of Charon is easier to get than the Hellion kind of, and you don't have to have any perks in order to utilize it well. You can get the Blood Wolf Bite modifier to get way more ammo for it, like to completely refill your ammo. But yeah, the Hand of Charon is better than is like stronger than the Hellion Salvo. Definitely. Maybe not in like certain situation, like if you want to kill a Geganese or something, then sure. There is also the fact that I don't think the Hellion does really anything to the to the final boss of Dead of the Night. I haven't seen anyone use it on it, and I don't think it really does anything to it because I've never actually seen it used in a speedrun or anything. Yeah, you can't use it on any of the bosses other than the 9 boss fight, which sucks. And you can use it on the Voyage boss fight, which is actually like kind of interesting. Like it is kind of fun using the Hellion on in the Voyage boss fight. Like Voyage is the main Hellion Hellion map because of the layout and the enemy types and the boss fight, and just like I don't know. It's just like a good map for that weapon.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, the only time I'll ever really use a Helion, I'll use the Helion for now.
Right? It depends on your mood.
Oh yeah, it could definitely be fun chaos, but most of the time, if I get to the final step or whatever,
already, so I'll read parts of it and then we'll just give. Jug is terrible game design for obvious reasons. So is double tap, speed cola.
What?
Speed cola abilities are part of every perk.
Yeah, these things are very. This is pretty obvious. Like these things are just bad game design. Like imagine if a fucking game, like imagine a game having something like, okay, so there's a feature in COD Zombies where throughout every single one of the games, you are able to have 4 perks. You choose between those 4 perks. And on all of the, like pretty much all the games, there's one that doubles your damage and increases your fire rate. Then there's one that massively increases your reload speed. And then there's one that gives you self-revives. And then there's one that gives you an extra 2 or 3 hits of health. Like, how the fuck is that good game design? It's not. It's terrible game design. It is fucking awful game design. Absolutely fucking awful. Like, for example, in like Fortnite or whatever, there's a feature called medallions where there's like multiple medallions throughout the game. Like I know this is a PvP game, but just for an example, imagine if there was a medallion in Fortnite where you did double damage and you shot faster with all your guns. Like that's fucking stupid. Why would you have a feature in a game that makes the game massively easier? Like what is the like what it's for the sake of progression, but you can only have 4 perks and there's a bunch of perks. Why would you have a perk system in the game when the whole point of the perk system is to get essential buffs? Like what is the point of, like, especially what is the point of them being on your screen? Why not have them in like a menu or something? Because the reason they're on the screen in Black Ops 4 is because there's cooldowns on them, and there's uses on them. Like Blood Wolf Bite has a cooldown, and Winter's Wail has a cooldown and uses, and Blaze Phase has a cooldown, and Dying Wish has a cooldown, and there's stuff like that. Deadshot has its like its one ability in its modifier. Like I don't know how someone could disagree with my point that Jug is bad game design, because it just is. If you go down on fucking if you're on round 30 on Call of the Dead and you down, you revive yourself with Quick Revive in order to just down again. Because how the fuck are you supposed to get to Jug after you just downed and lost all of your fucking perks? You shoot slower, you might run slower, you have less fucking health, you reload slower. Like, how are you supposed to go to Jug if you don't have Jug? How are you supposed to do anything? Like, why would you have a perk in the game that gives you more health, but then also have a perk that revives you? Like, you buy Jug in order to survive, and you buy Quick Revive in order to revive yourself, and then whenever you down, you lose Jug and Quick Revive and Double Tap and Speed Cola or whatever. You lose all of them at once, which kind of defeats the whole point. Like, what? You have a fucking perk in the game that revives yourself, but you lose your other perks when you're revived. Like, It's a perk that exists as a self-revive, a pure self-revive, and you can't even really do anything after you get revived. Like, how are you supposed to get Jug on Moon? How the fuck are you supposed to get to Jug, like, on Shangri-La? Like, you can, but it would be way too fucking hard, and the game is not balanced with that in mind. Like, how are they gonna say, oh, the Kraken is poorly balanced because it's as good as some of the wonder weapons in the game? Like, they're gonna say, like, oh, the Hellion Salvo is overpowered and ruins the game's balance because it's as strong as a bunch of the wonder weapons in the game, even though you can't even get it through a quest and you need PhD for it, and you have to unlock attachments and you have to pack-a-punch it. They'll say that's bad, which I somewhat agree, a little bit. They'll say that's bad, but then they'll be like, you know what? I think in a game where we have a 4-perk limit with a whole bunch of perks, I think it's a good idea to have a perk that doubles your damage and makes you shoot faster at the same time, and also have a perk where you revive yourself faster. Like, that's kind of like earlier, like they were talking about me being rude or whatever. Like, that's kind of what I mean. Like, I don't know how someone cannot understand that these things are stupid in a game. Like, it's not like the Hellion where it's really overpowered and you use it because it's meta. Jug is not meta. You have to fucking have Jug no matter what. No matter what the fuck you're doing, you have to have Jug. It's not like, oh, I use it strategically, or I use it with a combination in this certain way, or I use it for a certain boss. Like, for example, I use Dying Wish for the Ancient Evil boss fight because it's a pain in the ass, and it works really well on that boss fight. That's the main time I use Dying Wish. With Jug, you just fucking, you spawn in, and every single match is just, oh, you go and get power, and then you get Jug immediately every single time. It's just annoying. And then you get double tap after Jug, and then you get, I guess you get quick revive at the beginning of the game. Like, okay, if you're playing solo in Black Ops 3, you spawn in, you buy quick revive immediately, and then you race to Jug, and then you go get double tap. And if you don't get any of those, you're fucked. That's how it works. It's just progression for the sake of progression. But anytime you go down, anytime there's an issue, you lose all of it and you can't do shit. On some of the maps, you can kind of recover. There are some maps where it's balanced interestingly, like on Revelations. Like on Revelations, it's fine. Or on, like, I don't know, like, you can maybe say Ascension because the Thunder Gun and Gershas exist. Like, you could maybe say Ascension, it works okay with Jug. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But on maps like Call of the Dead and Moon and Shangri-La and fucking Varuk, like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get Jug. And I'm like a top tier skilled zombies player, and it's just like, why have the game revolve around a few items that have existed for, like, how long? 17 years? Why do we need these things in the game for 17 fucking years? That's one of the reasons why I like Black Ops 4. It's because it has things like Death Perception, it has things like Bloodwolf Bite, it has things like Victorious Tortoise and Ethereal Razor and fucking Dying Wish and Winter's Wail and Electric Burst and all of that and Zombshell. It has all those perks. Meanwhile, fucking Black Ops 3, the only perk that's actually interesting in Black Ops 3 is Electric Cherry and Widow's Wine. And that's it. And there's not even really much of a reason to use Electric Cherry because you would rather use Widow's Wine anyway. Like, and what are you going to replace for Electric Cherry? Like, the only thing you could trade out is, like, what, Quick Revive? Like, I don't, like, if you have Widow's Wine, that means you're trading out it means you're trading out a slot, which means you're going to be missing out on Quick Revive or Speed Cola or something. So if you have Widow's Wine and you want to get Electric Cherry, that means you're going to have, that means the only like crutch perks, the only like buff like crutch perks that you could have is Jug and Double Tap 2, so you'd be missing out on Quick Revive and I guess Speed Cola. So like there's literally only 2 perks in Black Ops 3 that are actually interesting. Like that's how fucking dumb the perk system is prior to Black Ops 4. Like, Black Ops 4 actually has some kind of interest to it. I would have improved it by, like, maybe like getting rid of just like 3 or 4 of them. I would get rid of like 4 of them. I would rework or adjust some of them like Blaze Phase, and I would nerf Dying Wish slightly. Maybe very slightly nerf Winter's Wail. I would maybe give Winter's Wail like 1 less charge, and then maybe it freezes the zombies for a little bit less of a time, and then Winter's Wail would be quite balanced. Yeah, Winter's Wail is the only perk in Black Ops 4 that I bring pretty much every single time just because it's enormously powerful.
How would
But it's not essential in the same way that Juggernog is essential. Juggernog is legit, you just buy it every time, and Double Tap 2 is like that as well. At least with Speed Cola, it's not really needed. Exactly, like, you don't really need it over Vulture or Widow's Wine or Stamina Up or whatever. You can kind of just trade it out. But with things like Quick Revive, even Quick Revive, like, if you don't buy Quick Revive, you can only down 1 time and then your game is over, which is kind of weird in a game like Black Ops 3 where the zombies like insta-down you. It's just kind of strange. And then there's also things like the Valkyrie drones and the Manglers shooting at you. There's also the thing in Revelations where you do the wall run and it is there's a high likelihood of downing, getting the free perk, like a really, really high likelihood of downing during that. I've downed from that a lot of times. If you fail that and you just die, if you don't have Quick Revive, your fucking game just ends. There's also the fact on Gorod, if you fail the bomb step, if you don't have Quick Revive, you just die. You literally just fucking die. Your game is just over. And that's like well into the main quest. By that time, you would have already had the special weapon. You would have already had Pack Punch and all your perks. You would have had the Dragon Strike controller, the shield upgraded. Like, you would have had like everything. And then the fucking bomb step just kills you because you can't memorize 6 locations at once that are randomized. You get my point.
Doug works?
Down, you buy Jug.
This is a stupid point.
I think it's pretty obvious. You start with a 3-hit down, you buy Jug, and then you get 2 extra health bars.
Yeah. So this is
it's pretty self-explanatory.
This is a stupid point, mostly because he's assuming that you would have a 4-hit down and then you'd have like a 6-hit down, or do something with your shield. It's a pretty dumb argument. We've already kind of beaten this to death, talking about how it's already baked into the game, and I'm
confused what they mean.
Mostly because he's assuming that you would have a 4-hit down and then you'd have like
start with a 3-hit down.
In BO4 tap Speed Cola.
What?
Speed Cola abilities are part of every perk. How would Jug work in BO4? Well, this is a
Jug legit cannot work in BO4. It just doesn't make any sense.
Stupid point.
I think it's pretty obvious. You start with a 3-hit down, you buy Jug, and then you get 2 extra health bars.
Yeah. So this is
no, they don't get my point. Oh my god, they don't get my point. So my point is, okay, so let's say you take Black Ops 4 and you have Jug in it in some respect. So you have a 2-hit down at the beginning, which is kind of dumb. So you would have a 2-hit down, and then what would Jug do? Would it give you 1 or would it give you 2? Like, so they want to start with a 2-hit down. That's what they want on Black Ops 4. They want a 2-hit down, and then you have to get Jug, which would be a 4-hit down. First of all, 4-hit down is bad. It should be a 3-hit down, which is why I play hardcore. So there's that. There's also the fact that if you have a 2-hit down, it means that if you don't have Jug, you have a fucking 2-hit down if you don't have Jug in a game that has 17 fucking perks in the fucking game. Like, how do they not get my point? Like, what? If you put Jug... Okay, so how Black Ops 4 is it was a 3-hit down, and then they increased it to a 4-hit down. That's what happened. So if you had Jug in the game, what that would do for the 3-hit down, what would happen is that you would have a 2-hit down, and then it would go to a 3-hit down. What is the fucking point of that? Why would I have a 2-hit down and then go to a 3-hit down with like what kind of game design is that? What the fuck is the point of that? Also, why would you even have that in the form of a perk in the first place? If you want that in the form of progression, if you want to increase health, why would you have that in a perk? That's the same goes for Double Tap and Quick Revive. Why would you have a perk in a game with a 4-perk limit with 17 fucking perks in the game? Why would you have a fucking perk that increases your health in a way that does not make sense. That just does not make sense. I would have to start with a 2-hit down and then have a 3. Like, okay, so if I fucking go down in the Alpha Omega boss fight, I just get fucked? Is that what happens? If I go down a single time in the Ancient Evil boss fight, I just fucking die. Like, you can't really fucking survive with a 2-hit down in these scenarios. Like, people complained about a 3-hit down when the game came out. They thought the game was so fucking hard that they improved it or not improved it. They increased it to a 4-hit down. That's how fucking annoyed these people were. And they want to have it be a 2-hit down until you get Jug, even though the game has 17 perks in the fucking game. Like, why even have Jug in the game? Fucking Dying Wish is like a decent alternative, but at least it doesn't break the fucking game. All Dying Wish does is it lets you occasionally have an extra hit. That's all it does. You occasionally have an extra hit, and then after that, you still have to survive it to regen your health unless you have the modifier. Like, I don't know how they don't get my point. My point is that these perks are fucking boring. The whole point of a video game is that it's supposed to be interesting. It's not interesting playing every fucking match, going to power, getting Jug, getting double tap 2, getting fucking quick revive. It's not fucking interesting. There's nothing interesting about that. What the fuck is interesting about that? We already only have 2 weapons in the game. There's only like 1 wonder weapon you can have on like every map. There's only so much you can do in these games. Why the fuck would you have every single map be the exact same thing over and over again? It just does not make any sense. How is having Juggernog, double tap 2, quick revive, and speed cola, like, how is that more interesting game design than having something like Winter's Wail and Zomshell and Victorious Tortoise and Death Perception or Ethereal Razor or whatever the fuck? Like, just, I've made the point that just having 4 perks in Black Ops 4, just having 4 of those ability perks, like Death Perception and such, just having those 4, or even just 2 or 3 of them, is more interesting than all of the perks in Black Ops 6 and Cold War combined. They are more interesting than all of them combined, including Death Perception being in Black Ops 6 and Cold War. Like, for example, in Black Ops 4, if you have Ethereal Razor, and you have Bloodwolf Bite, and you have Zomshell and Death Perception, or whatever, that's obviously way more interesting and more engaging and has its better game design and is just more artistically interesting than having a fucking laundry list of, or I don't know what the phrase is, a fucking list of buffs on your screen. Like, why have buffs on my screen? What is the point of that? I don't care about this artificial difficulty bullshit where it's like, oh, you have this thing and if you don't have it, you're fucked. That's kind of one of the main issues with Elden Ring is the upgrade stuff where you have to upgrade your weapon and you also upgrade your health. In Elden Ring, you have to upgrade your health. So how do you upgrade it? Or not your health, the healing items. So you have to upgrade the flask count and flask effectiveness. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you run around the fucking open world before killing a single enemy, and you collect a whole bunch of stuff in order to increase your healing power. What happens if you don't do that? Well, you have like 6 less flasks to heal yourself with. Like, what the fuck kind of game design is that? That's kind of what I mean. That kind of game design is just flat out stupid. If you go and study the like gameplay of the game Darkest Dungeon 2, there's nothing in Darkest Dungeon 2 that's like, oh, this is like, you increase your damage by fucking like 17 quintillion times, and you have like 4 times the fucking healing. Like, that's not how that game works, because it's actually made by people who know what they're doing. Darkest Dungeon 2 is like masterfully designed game that you cannot really cheese. Like, you can't just I don't even know how you would cheese that game. Like, I really don't. I have like no idea. I've watched a lot of videos on the game. There's nothing in the game that's like that gives you a bonus for the sake of having an extreme bonus like COD Zombies has. Like, I don't get the point of having a perk that just gives you the default that you're supposed to have. Like, why would I increase my health and then down later and then lose the health and then I'm gonna down again. Like, why would you have me down and then give me an extreme disadvantage that's just gonna make me down anyway? And it's not even really a much of a skill thing at that point. Like, if you lose Jug in Black Ops 1, if you lose Jug, like, if you don't make it to Jug, that's not really much of a skill issue. That's just fucking shit balance. That's just terrible balance. Imagine if the Black Ops 4 perk system was in Black Ops 1. That's pretty much all you need to know, really. Imagine if the Black Ops 4 perk system was in Call of the Dead. It would obviously work a hell of a lot better than I have more health, and if I down, I'm almost guaranteed to down again because I can't make it to Jug because the layout sucks and the wonder weapons suck and George is up my ass. Like, that's basically like what the map is like. Like, how are you supposed to get to Jug on Moon when you lost Jug? Like, the ability to get Jug is kind of like, you kind of need Jug to go through the map. If you don't have Jug, how are you supposed to get Jug? Like, it defeats the whole point of having self-revives. Why would you have self-revives as a perk only to get rid of my essential perks once I down anyway? Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
This is a stupid point, mostly because he's assuming that you would have a 4-hit down and then you'd have like a 6-hit down, or
No, that's not what I was assuming. My point was that I play hardcore. It doesn't matter if you don't play hardcore, really. But if I play hardcore and I have a 3-hit down, what Jug would do is I would have a 2-hit down, and I would have to choose Jug to have a 3-hit down. What is the point of that? How does that make the game better? So I'm supposed to trade out Winter's Whale or Zomshell or Bandolier Bandit or whatever. I'm supposed to trade those out for Jug. Why? Because 1 extra hit. Why? What is, like, there's already progression systems in the game. Why would I have, like, it just makes no sense at all. They don't actually think about what they would do for the game. Like, oh, okay, so the other example would be, assuming you play on a 4-hit down. So how would that work? So I guess you would start with either a 2-hit down or a 3-hit down. A 2-hit down would be too little, and a 3-hit down wouldn't really, like, I already play on a 3-hit down, and the game is, like, very well balanced around that. Not the early rounds, really, but 2-hit down on early rounds is also not very well balanced because it's just kind of, it's weird getting hit by zombies twice and then down, like, it would kind of just be like Black Ops 1, but, like, your guns would be a bit stronger and stuff, and you'd have your special weapon. Like, it would just be kind of weird. That's also that's also ignoring the fact that you would just have to buy Jug. Like, that's not even talking about the fact that it's a perk itself. It's not just, oh, you progress through the map and you have low health and then you get your permanently upgraded health. No, it's Juggernog. It's not permanent. If you down with Juggernog, you lose Juggernog, which means you lose your health, which means it would be a 2-hit down. That's how that works. There's also the fact that it would replace actually interesting perks that have engagement factor to it. I've kind of repeated myself a lot, but I do not understand how COD fans are, like, completely incapable of understanding, like, basic game design. Like, how is it interesting to have Jug in the series? I just do not get it at all. It's incredibly unbalanced. The only maps that it works on decently is Black Ops 3, but even then, like, you could have just made it not a perk. You could have just made it something else. Even if you wanted it to be Juggernog, you could just make it its own separate slot or something, like a 5th slot.
or do something with your shield. It's a pretty dumb argument. We've already kind of beaten this to death, talking about how it's already baked into the game, and like, it's kind of like a perkaholic already. So if anybody has nothing else,
A 5-hit down on Black Ops 4 would be absolutely insane. The game would be completely destroyed. That's probably one of the main reasons why people don't like Black Ops 4 is because they were playing it on custom mutations with a 5-hit down. I think if you play on casual or whatever it's called, you could have a 5-hit down. Yeah, like 5 hit down just does not make any sense. Like a Blightfather hits you one time with its melee, and it only takes 2/5 of your health. Like 2/5 of your health from a fucking mini boss that is incredibly slow. That's on top of the fact that you have a shield and a special weapon and a Wraithfire and like a fucking Kraken. Like, how does that make any sense?
If there's nothing else to say, I'm gonna move on.
I'm just gonna say, don't mess with my double tap.
I actually like double tap. I'm pretty surprised how much I like it in BO6, but that's a conversation for another day.
I would rather have something that's not boring. Instead of having perks that are buffs to my weapons like Pack Punch already is and attachments already are, I would rather have an ability, because abilities are aesthetically interesting and actually give me something to do in a game, which is the whole point of playing a game. I don't really care about like, oh, you earn points and you like buy your upgrades and you like shoot stuff. Like that's not like I it would be like the equivalent of saying that we don't need wonder weapons because you can just have really strong like bullet weapon. Like I don't like, what is the point of double tap? There's also quick revive being a self revive. Like quick revive, a perk being a self revive is a ridiculous concept. Especially when you lose all your perks when you down, it's like what?
Me too.
Yeah.
I
same.
thought it was gonna be like really overpowered, but to my surprise, or it's overpowered, but like it's not like game busting OP. It's not.
And then his retort
Voyage is cramped
to this
oh, he's reading it.
common complaint is there's homunculus, wraithfire, specials, crowd control perks, AATs, shields, basically listing all the things you can do inside of BO4 with the 5 variants of the Kraken as well. Voyage has a bunch of decently spacious areas. If you think Voyage is confusing, you're saying you haven't been playing enough to have learned the layout. I actually agree.
Okay. I mean,
Decently spacious areas. Yeah, that's definitely true. It has the poop deck area, which is pretty big and is like one of the best like training spots ever. It has the spawn room, which is all right for training. Well, decent for training. It has the mid deck or whatever that's pretty good for training. It has you could say the engine room is all right. There's the mail room. So yeah, there's the mail room, the dining room, the boiler, or no, there's the mail room, the poop deck, the engine room, the mid deck, the dining room, and I think that's it. But yeah, there's also fast travels, and there's the Kraken. Like the Kraken is like the ultimate crown control weapon ever. You could also say the Hellion as well, and the Thunder Gun and Wave Gun and Tundra Gun and such.
I mean, I do agree with his base point, but how does there being homunculus and AATs and stuff help with you understanding Voyage's map layout? Those two things are completely.
He's answering. So exclusive. The claim is that Voyage is cramped and the layout is confusing. He's answering the cramped part, like how.
Yeah, if Voyage was a Black Ops 1 map. Wait a minute, I just realized something. If Voyage was a Black Ops 1 map, it would be Call of the Dead. Yeah. So, anyways.
How you deal with the cramped areas.
I was going to say something else, but then I said Call of the Dead because I thought it was funny.
And saying there is space. And then the second part is saying if you think the layout's confusing, you just haven't played the map enough. So the first part is just about being able to defend yourself in the cramped corridors of Voyage.
The layout is not like super confusing. Like it's obviously one of the more confusing ones, but it's like you have the first area and then there's the underground area there. And then there's like 2 layers and then there's 3 layers. And then like you reach the end and then you can go underground again. So like there's 2 points at the end of the ship, or at the 2 points that are the ends of the ship, there's an underground area. And then in like the middle, or like the early middle part, there's some other underground areas and there's like layers there and like the dining room and stuff. And then yeah, like it's not really that complicated if you actually know what the layout looks like. It seems complicated because it's the Titanic, but in reality, it's legit just a straight line with a few layers in like the middle part. And then at the two ends of the ship, there's underground sections, and that's really all you need to know. You can even, it's not even just a straight line. Like there's parts at the side that's kind of, like it's, yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's one of the best layouts ever. It's also just very immersive of a layout. It stands out a lot. There's no layout that is like that layout. It's very strange layout. Like it feels like an adventure or something.
So I feel like we could both be right on that one. Like it being cramped, like just because you have these.
Saying Voyage is cramped with a 4-hit down is really strange, especially when you have Winter's Wail in the game and like Dying Wish and Victorious Tortoise. Like Victorious Tortoise, like your shield has a weapon that you can use while your shield is blocking you on all sides, and when your shield breaks, the enemies get knocked down and stunned. That's just one perk. And that's not even including if you put it in the modifier slot where you can stun the bosses, but I've never even tried that before just because I didn't bother.
Weapons or whatever doesn't mean that some of these parts can't be cramped. Like if you're
The only thing that's really cramped in Black Ops 4 is like maybe like certain sections of Blood of the Dead, just because that's how Mob of the Dead was. You could also say maybe some like little parts of Alpha Omega a little bit are a bit too cramped. Maybe Classified a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
like obviously if you're at spawn or like in the spawn room or you're on the poop deck or any of those like bigger areas, obviously that's a whole different thing. But like when you're on the on the stairwell in the middle of the ship there, or you're in like where
Like the grand
the one
staircase.
This point well.
Yeah. Yeah. This next thing he makes is actually a really interesting point. Okay.
Like Voyage's layout is pretty underrated, I think, but
I like it.
I don't know. Like you said, I just feel like he didn't defend his point well.
Yeah. Yeah. This next thing he makes is actually a really interesting point. I'm curious to what your guys' opinions are on it. So he says Black Ops 4 maps would be better on Black Ops 3.
Oh yeah. Dead of the Night would be destroyed by Black Ops 3. Like it would still be an alright map, but it would just not be the same like at all. It's really obvious. Like the enemy types would not work on Black Ops 3. The Alistair's Annihilator would work kind of weirdly on Black Ops 3. The boss fight would be a mess on Black Ops 3. The like special weapon system would be a lot worse on Black Ops 3. Um, the AI would be slower, but they would also like borderline insta down you, which would just kind of make the map annoying. The perk system would make everything kind of repetitive. So you would have like the Dead of the Night stuff, and then you would have the Black Ops 3 speed and movement and AI and graphics. And you would have the Black Ops 3 perks, and like you would have Jug and stuff, and the zombies would down you really fast. Like but the zombies would move slow. Like Dead of the Night just does not work like that. Like it's an extremely chaotic map in a way that's like basically perfect. If you put it in Black Ops 3, it would be slower, but you would also down faster, and you would have less things to do.
And then he said,
or you would have less items to engage with. It would just be less interesting in general. Like it would just feel very samey. The only thing you would have is like a map exclusive special weapon, and you would have the wonder weapon and like the steak knife and savage impaler. Like you would have the stuff, but you wouldn't have the Black Ops 4 systems that make the map work as well as it does. This point would also work for like maybe some of the other maps. Like you could kind of say like Ancient Evil would be fine on Black Ops 3, I think. 9 would be kind of weird. Voyage would be a lot worse on Black Ops 3 just because the layout would be, yeah, it's kind of obvious what I mean. Like, because the zombies would be slower and the layout would be kind of, I don't know.
Saying how Blood's intensity and flow would be ruined in Dead of the Night.
Wait, let me go
Curious
back.
to what your guys' opinions are on it. So he says Black Ops 4 maps would be better on Black Ops 3. And then he's saying how Blood's intensity and flow would be ruined and Dead of the Night would be obliterated. And then he kind of lays out.
Hold on, can I stop you right there? Go ahead. I can tell you, for one, I could use the gondola on Blood of the Dead. There's a pro of it being on BO3. Because I wouldn't have 500 zombies ready to murder me when I'm halfway up.
Yeah, how they're like,
yeah.
Well, the thing about that is I don't even really use the gondola because I don't really have a reason to. Also, the sweeper would be really good for that, and there's also like special weapons. Like that's not even really an issue. I don't even use the gondola on Mob of the Dead either. Like I don't use the gondola at all. The only time I use it is for the escort thing.
Piling off the roof. Like,
it's kind of a weird counter argument because he's talking about a very specific thing on Blood of the Dead that doesn't even really have anything to do with the game itself exactly. Like there's nothing like that doesn't really happen on any maps other than Blood of the Dead. Like there's no part in, there is also on Moon, like on Moon on Black Ops 3, whenever you're running into the upper part of the lab, the enemies bombard you when you get up there. I assume a lot of people watching me right now like know what I mean. If you play Black Ops 3 Moon and you run up the lab into the lab section, the upper part, like there's too many enemies there. I like from what I remember.
Like when you're going up from the water. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah, then he just kind of goes on to say the special weapons, general speed, perks, zombies, attack speed, player health would all be different, making Dead of the Night weird and dull. I mean, he's not wrong. Like the maps would have to be tuned differently, but that's assuming that the maps would be tuned for those games. So it's not like this is a weird.
Like the map would only work on Black Ops 3 if it was actually made with Black Ops 3 in mind. Like you would have to change a lot of stuff. The catalyst would be a fucking disaster on Black Ops 3. Like imagine if the blue like water catalyst zombies existed on Black Ops 3. Like they do more damage. Like they do extra damage and they have more health. Like that would be just disastrous. There's also the fire zombie that would explode. Like there would be so much burst damage on that game that it would just be ridiculous. Like you would either take no damage or you just be one-shotted like left and right on Dead of the Night on Black Ops 3. Like you would just get one-shotted constantly. That's on top of the fact that you wouldn't have things like well, you would have Widow's Wine instead of Winter's Wail, so I guess you wouldn't really lack Winter's Wail. You would have Widow's Wine, but other than that, like you wouldn't really have any perks to do anything against the change to Black Ops 3.
Good argument. I don't like when people say this. Because if you think about even Chronicles, right? Like Chronicles versus BO1, like the maps just play different. And this is actually a point I was gonna kind of make earlier. Like the reason I like BO1 Moon a little better, while I prefer Black Ops 3's mechanics and the way it feels and the gobblegums and sliding around and the gunplay and all that shit, Black Ops 1 Moon has a certain aesthetic and a certain feeling in the way that you're kind of moving around the map on this isolated space station and you're not really sure what's going on.
I kind of feel like Moon in Black Ops 3 is kind of like basically feels the same. It like the only difference with me is that it's like kind of slower and it's like I mean on Black Ops 1 it's kind of slower and it feels more it's like way more gray, and that's kind of it, really. I think the gravity thing is like a little different,
and it has this like cold, isolating feeling. It's oppressive.
He is kind of just talking about aesthetics though, so that's not really what my point was.
The map is trying to constantly fuck with you at any turn, and there's no way to really counter it with gobblegums or anything like that, or speed. And the game just plays differently. It's just like how Mob plays differently from Blood. It's in the same location, but because of the art direction, the way the mechanics worked in those games, they just are not, they're just different. Now, going from World at War to BO1 to BO2 to BO3 is definitely more of a linear path. and BO4 is a huge step, in my opinion, in the right direction. I mean, there's some issues with it.
This is weird gameplay. Is this his gameplay? I don't think so. Is this like old gameplay? Because I assume he doesn't play on controller and he's kind of moving around. I don't know what's happening. Because he does like Black Ops 4 a lot. I don't know if
But
he's playing kind of weirdly here, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really matter. He's in the fucking boss fight, so yeah.
I wouldn't want to see BO4 maps in any other game because they were made for BO4.
Yeah, BO4, like having really any of them, like some of them would be fine, like Classified or something. Like Ancient Evil would be okay on Black Ops 3, kinda. Dead of the Night would be weird. Blood of the Dead, like it would be fine, but it would kind of ruin the whole it would kind of mess up the like vibe and like reputation that Blood of the Dead has. Like the intensity would be kind of thrown off. It would just like the issue with Black Ops 3 and stuff in the previous games, like they just kind of feel samey. Like the experiences are just, oh, you spawn in, you turn on power, you buy Jug, you buy Double Tap 2, you buy Quick Revive, you buy either Speed Cola or Stamina Up or Widow's Wine, and yeah, like it, like even the special weapons in Black Ops 3 are just kind of afterthoughts. Like they're just kind of a secondary, they're just like a third weapon that is just kind of there and you use it whenever. But in Black Ops 3, it's more in like, it's more of it's not like essential, but it's like when you take out the special weapon in Black Ops 4, it's like you have borderline God mode for a second, which is more interesting because it's not like it kind of defeats the point of like the way they work in Black Ops 3, it kind of defeats the point of even having them a lot of the time because they don't really affect the game. Like Ragnaroks are on Revelations and Der Eisendrache, like they don't really have a reason to exist. The Gauntlet of Siegfried is very weak and just kind of feels a bit weird to use. The sword thing from Shadows of Evil, it has a bug where you can spam it, or like a glitch where you can spam it, and the swing doesn't even do, it doesn't one shot forever. And like the whole point of the sword in Shadows of Evil is to send it out and just leave it flying around. Like the special weapons, like there's also the Skull of Nansapwa, which is, I'd say it's like the more interesting one just because it kind of shuts down the zombies around you a little bit. Well, the Ragnaroks do that as well, but like the Skull of Nansapwa is like a bit more, I don't know. It's like a lot stronger than the other ones generally. Well, not real. I don't know.
Just like how I feel about all the other previous maps. It's just I like them in their game. I like Buried in Buried. I like Origins in BO2. Like I like them the way they are. Is it nice to have them in Chronicles with kind of updated mechanics and stuff? Sure. I really do enjoy that. But if we didn't get it, I wouldn't be upset, you know.
I never want a Black Ops 4 map to be remastered or reimagined ever. Like maybe if you reimagined like one of them, like I don't even know how you would do that really. Like the only one you could reimagine is like the only one you could do is maybe like, I don't even know really. Like you can't really do any of them, I guess.
You know? So that's all I have to say about that.
I'm just kind of chilling at this point. I'm just looking at random parts of the video.
Yeah, I guess I really don't have too much to go off of or to say about this point. I will say though, like BO3 zombies, like yes, obviously they do follow in the train or whatever, but BO3 zombies like can be pretty intense. So I don't understand the whole like Blood's intensity would be ruined if it was on BO3. Like
the reason I said that is because in Black Ops 3, you kind of just get like, you just die so fast. Like the whole point of Black Ops 3's game flow is you run around with a bunch of like buff perks, like a bunch of buff perks that like mostly don't really do any abilities. and you just kind of shoot with your AAT on a wall weapon, and you occasionally use your special weapon just because you kind of can, and then you might have monkeys or something, or like the the Dragon Strike controller, or maybe like a shield blast from your Dragon Shield or whatever. It's just kind of like you run around the map, you have like a wonder weapon, and you have like your AAT on your wall weapon. It's just, and anytime you get really close to like the horde of zombies, they just instantly kill you. I think the zombies down you, like if you run into a horde of zombies on Black Ops 3, I think they actually down you faster. Like with when you have Jug, I think they actually down you faster than when you're playing on a 3-hit down on Black Ops 4. That's actually how fast the zombies swing in Black Ops 3. There's the fact that they move slower, so it's kind of like it's less like fast pace, but you also just die really fast, so the game just feels kind of slow compared to Black Ops 4, and you just die fast at the same time. It's really weird. It's kind of like if you took Black Ops 2 and made the zombies swing like over a third faster, like maybe twice as fast. That's kind of, yeah, I think that's close, like about twice as fast. It's just really weird.
From a
Black Ops 3 is focused on burst damage. Like, the guns do a lot of burst damage, and the zombies do a lot of burst damage. In Black Ops 4, everything is... It's a bit... I don't know, like, it's a bit less than that, kind of. I don't know. It's hard to explain what I mean. It's not just, oh, you shoot your gun and the zombie dies instantly, or the zombie hits you and then you die instantly. It's not really like that in Black Ops 4. You could say that you kill them instantly a lot with like the special weapons and wonder weapons and stuff, but other than that, like the regular guns, like in Black Ops 3, it's just you shoot the zombies, they die immediately when you headshot them, and if the zombies get close to you, like right next to you, you just die. It's like really weird. You can like face towards a wall, but that's just if you're like in a corner or whatever, like and like you can block with your shield, but yeah.
a certain point of view, I get it, but like I still feel like BO3 zombies are still pretty hellacious. So
The reason I made the point of like the point that they're talking about is because people will say that like Black Ops 4 maps would be better on Black Ops 3, but they don't explain why. Like, I guess it's because they think the perk system is better, but I just don't see why. Like, I don't see why I would prefer the perk system on Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 over the one on 9 or Alpha Omega or whatever. Like, it doesn't really make sense to put that perk system on Black Ops 4 because it's just worse. The AI is worse. The special weapons are worse. It's not that they're weaker or whatever. It's just that I like them less.
I think that wouldn't really be too much of a difference.
Yeah, maybe not.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, vampires will be slower, but I don't fully agree with that either. But
Dead of the Night would be just kind of... it's just not... It would not be really chaotic enough. It would just be kind of weird. It would just be like, oh, it's a Black Ops 3 map that takes place in a mansion and you have like a wonder weapon and stuff. Like, it wouldn't really feel really as special.
I don't know. I really don't have too much to build on hard to say.
Black Ops 3... My main point is just that Black Ops 3 does not really have resource management like Black Ops 4 has.
This one, I think it's kind of... I understand it, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to add on this point.
Okay, the last point that he has here is Black Ops 5, or I think he's basically saying modern zombies, like
Black Ops.
Cold War through.
Yeah, I call it Black Ops 5 sometimes because I don't really like calling it Cold War.
Now, because this is a recent post, like it only came out.
I was going to say, when did this
ago.
come out?
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps saying Black Ops 5, but either way, modern zombies.
I just say Black Ops 5, especially since I'm kind of making fun of the game just because how the fuck did we go from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 to Black Ops 5? Like, it's kind of my way of making fun of the game without really making fun of it. I just find it kind of silly. Like, it would be like it would be like if you had Bloodborne and then Dark Souls 3 and then Elden Ring and Sekiro and then you had like the original Lords of the Fallen. Like and then you called it like instead of calling it Lords of the Fallen, you call it fucking Dark Souls 4. Like that's kind of that's kind of like the type of thing that I'm going for. I just call it that just cuz that's what it is. It's also called that in the files.
Is bad because of BO4. And then his claim is not sure how a difficult and hardcore game with a lot of depth caused BO or Modern Zombies to be so easy. Modern Zombies is like if you took a few things away from BO4 and made an extremely easy AI generated game out of it. Modern Zombies even has jug speed.
I don't know what I meant by that. Maybe I Oh yeah, I didn't literally mean AI generate. I meant yeah, I wasn't talking about like the voice actor thing or whatever. When I said at first I was like, did I mean the voice actor thing? No, what I meant is it's like if it was AI generated. It's like if you typed in things in Black Ops 4 into like an AI prompt and then you made a game out of what it says. Like, oh, you take Black Ops 4's armor, like you put that in the AI thing and it's like, "Oh, we have armor plates in Cold War. Oh, we have Dying Wish in Black Ops 4 and we have Dying Wish augment on a perk in Black Ops 6 for some reason. And, oh, we have like it's just kind of random things from Black Ops 4 thrown into Black Ops 5 and Black Ops 6 and stuff. Like the loadouts. Like the loadouts are kind of similar, but they're also way different at the same time. There's also that fact that you spawn in with a special weapon, but you don't level up the special weapons in Black Ops 5. And the special weapons are not like they're more so like abilities rather than weapons. Like everything in Black Ops 5 just feels like if you took Black Ops 4 and just made Black Ops 5 with AI. It's like a fucking robot took everything from the game and just like let's make another game and it's just random shit thrown together, especially Black Ops 6 where every map is just like it's like the most safe like amalgamation of random things tossed together. Like, oh, you have this wonder weapon from this old map. You have this wonder weapon that's kind of like an old wonder weapon. You have this boss fight that's like the Mayday boss fight from Extinction. You have this section of the tomb that's like Awakening from Extinction. You have Weaver from Black Ops 1 campaign. You have Death Perception from Cold War and Black Ops 4. But then every other perk is from like fucking Black Ops 2. It's like it's like what? Then you have like armor from Black Ops 4, and then there's no shield, but then you have shields on the augments, and then there's a special weapons, but they're not actually special weapons. And then there's fucking gobblegums, but they work kind of like elixirs, but they're not like elixirs. It's like what?
Cola and no perk limit. So
there's also oh yeah, there's also no perk limit. It's like I don't fucking know. It's like it's just random things, but then there's stuff added onto it for no reason, and then there's like it's like they go way too far with stuff, but then they don't go too far with some stuff. It's just really weird. Like going from Black Ops 3 to Black Ops 4, like it makes sense. It's just like you adjust the AI, you change stuff about the perks and the pack punch, and like you kind of change like the perk system, and you like have a partially new like story, and you change some of the special weapon stuff and like equipment, and that's it. Like you just make some like changes that just take things and then adjust them rather than like completely reinventing shit and like going way too far with stuff like the armor system. Like there was armor in World War II and armor in Black Ops 4, but it's like very subtle, or not subtle, it's like it's not like you just pile a bunch of shit on your character and it makes them really strong. Like it's like a it's yeah.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead, Jolts, if you have something to say?
I think it's perfectly valid for people to say that Black Ops 5 sucks because of Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Because or at least if they're a Blundell fan and they're not a fan of like the Cold War zombie style, that's 100% valid because Black Ops 4 had so much hype behind it and had such a terrible launch that it completely killed this community and it could not get back the momentum. Even with Ancient Evil, they could not get back the momentum. So Activision slashed the budget, canned chaos, made a whole new story with Ether.
The thing that doesn't make sense is like the stuff about this is like there there's one step in Blood of the Dead where people didn't even know how to do it properly, but they were still making tutorials out of it when they didn't even know how to get the Morse code things from it. Like, they didn't know how to do that. They also demanded more health because there was a 3-hit down. Like, they did that. Like, the only reason people hated on the game really is because they thought the perk system was worse, which doesn't fucking make any sense. There was like some bugs very early on in the game. Well, I don't even know how many. There was one that I encountered that was just on one elixir. Like, really the only, like, when people talk about like the terrible launch, like the only thing that was wrong with the launch is just fucking crashes. Like, what does crashes have to do with Black Ops 4? It's just the game crashed sometimes, or not sometimes, but it used to crash a lot. It crashes very, very occasionally. It's pretty rare. Lately. It's been starting. Oh my god, I'm talking too fast. Lately, it's been crashing on startup, which I don't really mind too much, just because it's just crashing on startup. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. But I don't know why it's been doing that. They'll probably fix it sometime. Because they did fix the black market issue that was there like 3 years ago, where if you went to the black market or the store, it would just crash the game.
And they brought like an entirely different team full of, or an entirely different head on the project with an entirely different
mentality.
Thank you. A bunch of different ideas to. It's been 2 hours of looking at this post. I'm sorry, my brain is fucked right now. But they have all those ideas that are completely different from BO4 and BO3 and what zombies used to.
It's really not. Like, the differences are you pick your 4 perks and your starting weapon and special weapon before you start the game. You have 1 equipment slot, which doesn't even really make the game different. It's just like you have 1 equipment slot because you don't need their normal grenades because they're worthless. The AATs are like, they're like adjusted a little bit. Elixirs are a little different than gobble. Like, every fucking aspect of Black Ops 4 is just a little different than Black Ops 3. It's like you took Black Ops 3, you adjust things of some of the features, and that's it. It's not like some completely unrelated shit. It has a 4 perk limit. You die in a few hits. It has like a gobblegum type system. It has attachments. It has camos. It has special weapons. It has like monkey bombs and stuff. It has the shield. It has the same exact power-ups other than there's full powers instead of death machines, which is like very similar. There's like, I don't know what people mean by it's way different. Like, there's a reason why Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 are by far my favorites. It's because like they're similar enough in a way that where they shared the same elements that I like about them, like the main quests and the like aesthetics and the good maps. It's just that I like Black Ops 4 more because, well, first of all, it like looks better, but other than that, like the little adjustments they made to the game is just kind of more interesting and makes more sense to me. It's legit just adjusted Black Ops 3. That's all it is. It's not like some other thing. It's just you don't rush to jug and double tap 2 anymore. You have to pack punch 5 times. There's like modifiers. It's a little bit more focused on loadouts. And like you spawn in with your special weapon and you have elixirs instead of gobblegums, even though they're almost the same. And there's talismans, and you have self revives instead of using quick revive. Like, that's like, like the only thing they did is just get rid of a couple perks and then change the AI slightly and then change gobblegums and like change like the health in order to compensate with the AI and all the other stuff that they have in the game. Like, it's not like some other thing. Even the guns do like kind of similar damage. And a lot of the guns are kind of similar to Black Ops 3 guns. Like, there's the Rampage, which is similar to the Haymaker. There's the SG-12, which is also similar to the Haymaker. There's the MOG-12, which is similar to the KRM. A lot of the guns are basically the same as some of the Black Ops 3 guns. There's also the Cordite, which is similar to the PDW. Um, the AN-94 is in the game. The Galil is in the game. The Peacekeeper's in the game. There's the trench gun and stuff. A ray gun. Like, I don't know.
To be.
Even the graphics are almost the same. Black Ops 4 just has somewhat better textures and like better lighting and ambient occlusion, and like the colors are a bit nicer. Like everything just kind of looks a bit more detailed and like clean, and things are more detailed, like definitely more detailed, and like the shadows on the edges of things, like ambient occlusion or whatever, like that's better. There's just better like fullness to the visuals.
So if they liked how zombies used to be there and they don't like it now, that is 100% because of BO4 flopping. If you go look at...
I really don't understand like how the differences in Black Ops 4 like destroy the game. Like they're like, "Oh, I love Black Ops 3. It's the best game of all time." But Black Ops 4, that shit's fucking stupid. Like, okay, why? Well, because you like spawn with a special weapon. And there's elixirs instead of gobblegums, and there's no jug or double tap, and there's self revives instead of quick revive, and you pack a punch 5 times. Like you already pack punched multiple times in Black Ops 3. Even in Black Ops 2, you would pack a punch multiple times often. Like it's legit like slight adjustments. Like objectively, these are slight adjustments. Well, not maybe I shouldn't say objectively. I don't like saying objectively, but these are slight things that just changed the game. It's not like they fucking threw everything out the window and just went, "Hey guys, the game now has a fucking inventory system. And you have fucking shockwaves for Fortnite or something."
At Jason Blundell at the BO4 reveal event, he was countless times he said this game's going to have multiple years of DLC and multiple seasons of content, and we're going to support this game for multiple years. This game's going to have the most replayability out of any zombies game ever.
It has 8 maps. Black Ops 3 has 14 maps, most of which are exact copies, basically, like exact copies, whereas Black Ops 4, half of them are completely original, and then the other half are improvements on older maps. Whereas with Black Ops 3, you have 4 original maps, 1 reimagining, and then you have 9 remasters. That's on top of the fact I don't like Chronicles that much, but I do like Shangri-La and Origins and Moon and stuff more than other people do on Black Ops 3. Like, people act like Origins is so bad on Black Ops 3, I really don't know what they mean. I don't know. Like, maybe it's slightly harder on Black Ops 3? I don't know.
It's obvious they were planning on this being like the end-all be-all zombies game.
Yeah.
And it did not work out like that. It was a colossal failure. I love the game, but it was a colossal failure. And
yeah, I kind of understand that. Like, it was supposed to have like 2 more maps or something. Well, at least 2 more maps. For like the main story, it was supposed to have like 1 or 2 more maps, and they fucked up the ending and the cutscenes. Really, the only major issues I have with the game is I really don't like classified. It's really boring. The cutscenes are shitty, like some of them, I mean, and they didn't finish the story, really. That's really it. Like, everything else is fine to me. Like, you could also say the Hellion is, like, kind of overtuned, and, like, only a few of the perks don't really need to exist. Like, some of the perks, like, should be changed or removed, but it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't really see, like, how the game is a colossal disaster, whereas with Cold War, Black Ops 5 or whatever, it's fucking like how many hits? Like 14, 12 hits, like 12 hits, 14 hits, something like that. I don't even fucking know. It's got like armor, it's got like extremely overpowered guns. The wonder weapons are just kind of weird. The field upgrades are ass compared to special weapons. The perks are boring. There's no perk limit. The special enemy types are obnoxious. The aesthetics are really terrible. The layouts are awful. There's only 4 maps outside of Outbreak and Onslaught and stuff. There's no playable character, like there's no actual characters. The story is, I don't care about the story because there's no playable character. Like, how the fuck did Black Ops 4, like, I guess you could say it caused Cold War in the sense that, like, Black Ops 4 was, like, hated on, therefore that's not my fault, though. That's actually other people's fault. Well, I guess you could say it's partially my fault because I actually hated on Black Ops 4 originally, but still. The weird thing is, the main reason by far that I hated about Black Ops 4 is the AI. I could not stand the AI for like a long time. I really could not stand the AI. I thought they were too fast. I thought it was too hard to train, and I just thought the game was kind of just too hard. That was my main issue with the game. Like, I could ignore everything else. It was just like, oh, the AI is too fast and stuff. I was just like, oh my god, the AI is ridiculous. That was on top of the fact that I didn't play that much Black Ops 3 back then, so I didn't really get that good at like the more complex stuff in zombies, and I wasn't really that into really intense maps other than Origins.
BO5 had to completely change everything. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it BO5 because that's what he called it.
My favorite installment, BO5.
So I'll take it into a different direction of like BO5 is bad because of BO4, or Modern Zombies is bad because of BO4. I'll take it in the other direction of, I played Zombies a lot because of the story. Because I wanted to keep following the character.
Okay, I'm going to end the video here. Just because I don't want to keep going on. I'll probably do a separate video where I react to the entire video. But yeah, I'll just end this right now.